What it do? Shout out to Infinity Gang, Infinity Clan Gang, Infinity Click, Forever Syndicate, and shout out to my infinites and infinitiaires everywhere. No matter where you are within this omniverse, welcome. Welcome to the road to revolution. Wow, I didn't even think that this would be an on the spot analogy that I'd be freestyling right now and had no idea that I would be saying. But technically, if you think that your entire life up until this point was your development down to the core of your individuality with entire character arcs of your existence as a wrestler in the ring, well, it's time to go to the road to revolution. Who's gonna make it through? Actually, more realistically, I would like to akin this to the most extraordinary MMORPG that you may have ever played in your entire life. What if reality just opens up and you just start to see beings in the sky or beyond the sky just be like, hey, we tricked you, it was an experiment. Yeah, experiment over. Like, how would you feel if literally the sky just opened in front of you and beings who were beyond this spatial structure were like, ha, it was an experiment the whole time. And you're like, I knew it. I knew it. I felt it the whole time. And they're like, yeah, we were just fucking with you. We used your brain as a processor to cast it. And we were just kind of like messing with you from outside. We were just experimenting with you. How would you feel? Would you feel violated? Would you feel excited? Would you feel inspired? And it's not even so much so that like they have to be beings, or that they're saying we tricked you. We indiscriminately tricked and brainwashed you so that you wouldn't really be able to know what we were doing to you. No. It's just more so like, I want my money back. Thank you. Can we run that back? No, I'm just joking. But not really. All right. So here's the thing. Welcome to the road to revolution. This is the collective summit, celestial elite, right? This opening of the sky is the unlocking and opening of your mind. This horribly freestyled analogy is what through the entirety of Aquarius season will establish itself within the first 3 days, which means the next 3 days from now. By the time we start to harvest this through the full moon, and we'll prepare for the divine effects of not only what we activated in Capricorn, but what has been building up for the better half of over 200 years. And see, when I say 200, I can now equate 200 to Neptune, 30 for Saturn. But at this stage, like, numbers are pointless. It doesn't like it's kind of bringing into the intercorrelated nature of how everything from maybe even beyond the beginning has led to where you are right now. Regardless, welcome back to the end of the world. I do want to maintain that we are at the end of the world as you know it. And every generation brings with it innovation that takes over. We had the printing press. Oh my God, what's it? We had the internet. And even though we have AI and technology and graphics are about to really go beyond what we thought was possible, but they probably had the technology for like over 5 years. Not that I'm trying to like sound smart. This next development is this awakening of knowledge in how you not only understand your body and your mind, but your energy down to its distinct quality. As the cool thing about Aquarius is it brings out our eccentricities. I'm not going to say the sign brings out your eccentricities, but it represents our eccentricities. And what I like to think is, in a room full of a collective, what makes you unique from everyone else? Really, Aquarius is where you belong. It's the sign of friendship, because you're taking the identity of Aries, and now, of course, whoever you're around influences you, where you feel like you belong with other frequencies that tune in with your soul wavelength is represented by that concept of not just Aquarius as the humanitarian, that whereas Aries is the individual that's singularly focused, Aquarius is now aware of how they exist with an entire collective of everything else. Similar to how we all do, but instead of just being singularly focused, they're able to, I wouldn't say extend, but be at a universal level of consciousness. I don't have any planets in Aquarius in my natal chart. So thankfully, during Aquarius season, where personal planets go through, it's like a once in a year checkup. Unlike actually being born with Aquarius energy, and I can carry it with me throughout my whole life. As it progresses through Pisces, and y'all become like literal trolls. My bad. So like, yes, I do have my North Node. It is my challenge to get the fuck out and network and meet people and do all sorts of trickster shit. And thank you, Aquarius. You guys are the best. You guys light up the fuck up my destiny, and fucks with you. All right. So yeah, this next revolution, I wholeheartedly believe, is an energy revolution. And I need to leave it vague, because that can really mean anything. There's how I feel about it as far as like channeling energy from your body. But I mean, this can apply to anything, to the point of people creating technology where you no longer need to pay gas for cars. Like, imagine if the energy that like the bills you pay for energy, imagine if you didn't have to pay for electricity anymore, and you didn't have to pay for gas. In fact, imagine if you found out that the utility companies you pay money to were never entitled to ever take money from you in every country. In fact, they were supposed to provide it. It was never free. It's not that they're providing it free. It's that they were supposed to provide it. What if you never needed to buy it? That's why they were supposed to provide it. What if there were alternative energy solutions that were never presented to you and you never had the ability to take advantage of, and they charged you for some stuff that, okay? So what if people awoke to that, to the point where they can completely transform how this works, because they now pay with their dollar? They're like, okay, thousands of people are going to be like, okay, we're not going to pay you anymore. But you'll say, well, people may not be able to do that now, because, they wouldn't be able to have the energy. But what if they do? What if they always did? What if in the interim, where they are changing these structures, they can sustain with their own energy? Not that any revolution is easy. Not that the Montgomery bus boycott was easy. Not that the French Revolution was easy. Not that any revolution that's ever existed was just a breeze. But what if we are on the brink of perhaps changing even fate and destiny itself. I'm just going to say it like that because that sounds vague enough and mysterious enough to be cool. Oh, yes. I truly believe that we are getting ready to step into the full realization of our potential. And it's everything that I think I've been saying ever since I've been doing this. But at this stage we are at, I think it just makes me so much more honored to serve each and every single one of you all and to just be alive during this period. And that's what brought me to the topic of my extended Magic Moon message. It's like, I don't think the people who, I don't think the people who created these revolutions and were in a position to draft these constitutions that created or influence what you're experiencing now, I don't think they knew how historic those periods of time were. And the point that I'm wanting to make with that, interesting. The point that I'm wanting to make with that is, oh, nice. We can look back at these experiences as so historic and so groundbreaking. There we go. We can literally process and really believe that this was the moment in history when everything changed. We can look at people's different interpretations of history, whether they're real or a little fabricated, and really be like, wow, so that's when that was such an important period in time. But that's so different than actually being during that period of time, actually going through it and experiencing it and knowing that what you're doing is very historic. The people who fought those revolutionary wars, I knew that in the moment knew how historic what they were doing was and founding, but do they really know though? Did they really know the impact of how we would be talking about this, right? And that's why I'm wanting to remind you that every moment in life you are experiencing, not even that you forgot or anything, but every moment in life you are experiencing is, especially relative to the return of these, cycles, your representation of being a part of this experiment by celestial aliens who basically at this point are just done with their experiment. So we're at this point waiting for disclosure. Hera, welcome to the Infinity Club. Infinity Club members have access to all the tiers. And as you will find out, God Squad, you got 2 new videos. So we're going to start doing exclusive pick a card readings and tarot card readings every month. We about to go in 3 spreads each. I think you're going to like those. And Eternal Vibe Tribe members, you guys now get access to the cosmic energy tune-ups as well as the extended Magic Moon messages. So the membership, we upgrading the membership, same price for everything. Hera, welcome once again. When I say extraterrestrial and celestial aliens that are experimenting, I mean extraterrestrial celestial aliens that are experimenting on more than just humanity. I'm pretty sure there are other beings on Earth-sized inhabitable planets that are also being experimented on relentlessly. Just look at every Aquarius. Just look, they all know what I'm talking about. And I'm not really like snitching, but like just look at every Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius. Most of these people are not even on here. Like you have alien hybrids that walk the earth. And I'm only saying this now because over the next 30 days, you're gonna start peeping. And see, some of you are aliens watching this. So what's up? What's up? Yeah, it's over. It's over for these mortals. It's over. They done. They don't even know they done. They don't even know they done. But you're about to be seeing over the next 30 days, just like, wow, that person's an alien. Wow, no wonder I always knew that person's weird. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, I knew I was right. Like, please, we just had the I told you so tour in Sagittarius. Everyone knows Aquarius is just a more chilled out Sag. So we're going to extend on the I told you so tour. We just needed a Capricorn season to just, put out the work real quick. Like, yep, put up the plaques. Like, yep, I told you so. Yep, remember I told that bitch? Look at that shit. Yep, that was Capricorn season. So, Aquarius season is going to be like, I knew it. I knew it. Sagittarius season is I told you so. Look. That's Sag season. Look, I told you so. And then Aquarius season is I knew it. Normally Aquarius season is like I knew it. Aquarius is very detached. It's like I knew it. Aquarius could be at like the most intense experience that would like really make anyone emotional and just be like, I knew it. Okay. But you see how Pluto is in Aquarius? You see how Pluto is in Aquarius? So for the next 20 years, Aquarius is going to be like, I knew it. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. So as an astrologer, that is very terrifying because we never want to see Aquarius get this intense about anything. And we might be in trouble. The intensity of this knowing is going to strike through you. And I'm sure you already feel it. But if you don't feel it, by the time the moon goes into Cancer in less than 24 hours, you're most definitely going to feel and be hijacked to every other vibration in this universe that you are experiencing. Okay, this is what makes Pluto and Aquarius very weird. Because now that Pluto Capricorn has awakened your body to start sensing beyond the physical, now Pluto and Aquarius is just going to kind of like force awaken your mind, which is going to connect you telepathically in a way that completes and manifests everything that you've been sensing physically, whether through your dreams, whether through your senses. And it's going to kind of be like feeling other people's dirty, nasty, disgusting ass energy. Just like, ew. Just like, ugh. No, I'm just joking. But like, not really. If you're a water sign, you're going to be feeling that. Ooh. Props to Hera, who has gifted more memberships. Props. By the way, Hera, you're not slick. Hera, you are not slick. I see the goddess Hera is here. Yep, I'm pretty sure this is Hera. See, we got Olympian goddesses here. Hera Zed. I know, because Hera always be gifted. Even in Mount Olympus, Hera always be just gifting people. That's how I knew it. And the reason why I wanted to say that is Aquarius in tarot is a star. That's recognition. You're going to come into now a higher layer of recognition for everything you set up. The best way I want to think about this is every year, let's say relative to April of this year, right? Or 2023. Let's say from March of 2023 to January of 2024, you built an entire building, or you built a Lego case. I don't know what to call it, but like you built something. Let's say you do this every year, and then every Pisces season before spring, you knock that bitch down, and then you build it again. But let's just say 2023, a new expansion pack came. So the things you usually build with upgraded for the first time. It's almost like super powered. And so January of 2024, you finished building it, right? And Aquarius season is where you're looking at it and the motherfucker talks to you like, what's up, bitch? And you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? That never did that before. I knew it. No, I was joking. So like, yes, it doesn't have to talk back to you, but like, it doesn't have to talk back to you, but it's like, you're finally going to know. You're finally going to know like, oh, word. Holy crap. But you put your energy while you were building it. And ever since before, your energy has awakened more now. So as you were building it, you put your life energy and essence into it. And now it's alive. Your creation is more alive. And then you're realizing, wait, your other creations were alive too. And they've awakened as well. That is a crazy analogy. This is a ridiculous channel session. So yes, talking to plants, every living being is awakening. So like, this is going to be crazy. You're going to see animals talk to you. All right. Animals, this isn't even new, but the increased intensity and quality of animals communicating with you might trip you out. This is nothing new, by the way. Dolphins communicate with human beings. So the whole concept of animals communicating with humans, you can train cats to communicate with you, but it's different when a squirrel starts to get your attention. And a squirrel doesn't have the vocal cords or the knowledge of English, but for some reason that motherfucker is getting acorns and I'm able to understand what it's trying to tell me. Do you know what I'm saying? Weird shit. Weird shit. And then all the people who you've ever met who are like, oh yeah, I talk with animals, and you thought that motherfucker's crazy. All those motherfuckers are like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'll see you guys. Okay, I'll see you birds later. And you realize, oh, these motherfuckers were really talking to him. You'll see them like pump fist the squirrel out of nowhere, and they're like, motherfucker, what? What? All the motherfuckers that have bad animals and shit, you'll find out, oh, you guys were really talking to what? 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 Oh no. Oh no. I tried to. I've been on the isolation campaign. Jomo. It has been successful. But yes, animals, especially plants, and humans, star seeds, everyone with a life force is awakening. Okay. And yep, you water and fire signs. Actually, all of you, really. Yeah, you're the dragon. That's crazy. I really want to research Chinese astrology so much more. I slept on it. So, like, yeah. I'm really excited. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited to be here with you guys. This is so fun. So, yeah, like, imagine if animals just turn into Pokemon and like you also have like supernatural abilities. I don't even want to say superpowers. I want to say supernatural abilities because they're so like, imagine, I want to give you guys an analogy in the form of a story / parable that I just made up in my head right now. And after I say it, comment a 1 if it resonates with you, and then comment a 2 if it doesn't, because it doesn't necessarily have to be specifically that. All right. And thank you guys so much. You guys are fucking awesome. I see the love in the comments. So let's say, like, for example, right? There's somebody who was very talented. Oh, I see where you're going with this. There's someone who was very talented, right? And like they were able to show their skills. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize this is the premise of like so many movies. They're able to show their skills very powerfully, and they're very accepted for people by it because they're very useful too. It's something that keeps the infrastructure and society going. It's very heroic. It's stuff that people can see. And your whole and then there was somebody else who their whole life it's almost as if they were kind of like useless. Like they weren't necessarily as talented at what, like, you know, that person one could do. And like no, they never really felt like they belonged because it's like they don't really kind of contribute in a way that they're supposed to, right? But then you find out as a layer gets unpeeled that it wasn't that person two wasn't doing anything. It's that everything that person two could do was outside of the range of everyone's physical ability to see. So you can see person one, right? They're a master of, let's say, the 3D stuff. But person two were putting their energy towards almost like a dream that nobody else could see. And now, because person two stuck to that dream, once that got unlayered and person two was able to now finally unlock and awaken to what was happening beyond, they were able to, even before that, bring that innovation to everyone. And now the way everyone does everything is completely changed forever because of that innovation. And person one is still good at what they're doing. If anything, it's upgraded. It doesn't take away from their talent, but if everything now, what they're talented at has innovated because of person two. Oh shit. So I was gonna ask, some of you might feel both one and two, because some of you might feel like you're very talented, but you're also tapping into like a dream. And I wanted to see, do some of you feel more like one side or the other? Do you feel integrated with both? I wanted to share this as a story so that I could kind of share the concept there. Also, I had said at the end of the Capricorn season that I'm going to leave that one public, but I changed my mind. I have turned that one back exclusive. But this Aquarius season, I feel like, even though this Capricorn season is very important to me, this Aquarius season I feel is so special to me. I want to keep this public. Okay, so for definitely this month and Pisces season and moving forward, I'm going to say at least until Aries season, this will definitely be public. So for those of you who want to watch the replay to this, you're able to access this publicly. Just check the video, okay? And what Pisces born, I know that's crazy to say, Pisces sun born Albert Einstein said was, and I'm paraphrasing heavy, the only thing greater than knowledge is imagination. Okay. Aquarius is knowledge, it's literally the mind of God, and Pisces is imagination. Okay, it's the dream. You are going to be plunged into the dream, like Saturn, Kronos, and Pisces, the end of the world. You are getting ready to be plunged through this. Then it's going to happen again 2025. Before you get plunged through this never-ending dream, Aquarius's job over the next 30 days is to establish this programming of your mind, this knowledge, to prepare you to take this energy into this effect, into this dream, into being able to navigate and know what the fuck you're experiencing, because it's good. This is going to take you to the next 30 years of just like reality warping, innovation, supernatural perspective, experience. And you have to understand, a transit like Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces has not happened since the 1800s. And like the 1880s was so very pivotal in shaping a whole lot of how we perceive not only stuff now, but what we're getting ready to change regarding race, regarding everything. All right. So this in between, I'm calling the road to revolution, because by the time we come back around in 2025 and we have the proper Kazemi in Aquarius and not at the end of Capricorn, and Saturn and Saturn and Neptune are ready to go into Aries for the first time. Are you serious? Like this year, Neptune is going to make it 29 degrees Pisces. All right. It's going to make it 29 degrees. We're going to border on the edge of something new we've never fucking seen before. Pause for dramatic effect. And this is going to prepare us by Uranus and Gemini 2026 for the next era. So 2024 is the Jupiter Gemini return of the angels. Yeah. Shout out to Trump. Road to revolution that's going to transition a fundamental understanding of what role you play in this revolution. It's going to literally prepare you over a year for full scale war. But like for revolution, okay? It's going to begin to take what you activated in 2023 and manifested at the end of 2023, and it's going to activate it. So you get to choose what road through the North Node in Aries are you going to take to prepare by 2025 when we're moving forward with it. 2024 is like adjusting experience. 2025, we're doing it. 2026, it's it. And then we have the next phase, 2027. So like, shout out to Rade. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for the gifting of a membership. Thank you. So, yep, like becoming specialists. Yep. Energy revolution. The concept, the concepts that I'm going to give you, because I'm just so excited. Every year, like Aquarius, it's so meta. Aquarius in its very nature is meta. Like Aries to Capricorn is everything that can totally encompass your material experience. It's the complete 1 to 10 set. But Aquarius is where we go meta. It's at the conclusion of the arc. It's where we start to break the fourth wall like a motherfucker, and you are coming into a higher knowledge through your higher mind of what it is looking at your life outside of time. And then Pisces helps us review before we start again in Aries. Okay. And I mean, it's not like you have to have this dictate your life. We don't let time dictate our life, but you still do read time. So, with that being said, okay, just to keep it in mind, Aquarius is giving us with Pluto a fundamental reawakening of the relationship between you and your universal self or God. This is what religion through the dark ages has attempted to interpret and lie to humanity, to impose a middleman and tell you that you have to connect to this universal power through this tradition, or through, of course, every culture through storytelling had their own myths and their own traditions to facilitate this. But you had, of course, in the Advent, certain religions that attempted to monopolize this. Okay. And then you had advents of certain scientific enlightenment periods that, in coming out of the fallacy of religion, amongst other things, they now took this connection to your universal power and they put it in a box. They told you you were crazy and delusional. You were never given any literature for how to understand this. But thankfully, you're awakening to the fact that you don't need to read a book. No one has to teach you. You have always innately had the ability to connect with this higher power. This is what every Messiah or Christ in every religion or culture, in one way or another, whether as an antagonist or a protagonist, has served to teach and guide humanity through you, the revolution. And so your capacity to awaken to, no, to reawaken to this relationship with your universal self, which you exist as its avatar, is going to be the equivalent of literally seeing the extent of your spiritual intelligence, your spiritual AI in galactic form. Aquarius is going to prepare you to dream the great dream, the final dream. Saturn and Pisces and Neptune is final fantasy. And you know what final fantasy is? It's an RPG. You are getting ready to be immersed into one of the most extraordinary MMORPGs that you have ever played. This might be your first RPG playing experience if you've never played an RPG. And then you're going to realize you've been playing it your whole life. But it's going to be so amazing. This season, you're going to realize some of you may have been recruited to an entire RPG team and you don't even know. A warrior or a cleric or a magician may have recruited you to their team and you don't even know. You're about to click up with the RPG team right now. You're going to see everyone has their class. Certain people have techniques. Certain people can have summons. They can summon a god or two or a beast or a being. And like you may not realize you realize all you people who recruited people to your guild, you know who you are. You know exactly who you are. So you see, some of you don't know, people have been recruiting. Some people have been recruiting over the past 3 years. Guild wars is a thing. Guild wars is a real thing. I hope you know. And the Great Guild Wars is going to kick back off over the next 2 years, which is a gang war. It's an entire gang war. So Aquarius season is going to be where you directly or indirectly find out what gang has claimed you. What happens if you're not claimed by a gang or a guild, you're going to pass through Pisces and then establish the solo arc through Aries. But if you are, you're going to come into the knowledge, you're going to experience it Pisces, and then go on your solo mission representing that guild. You know me, guild leader, Sir Peace Dealer. All right, General, shout out to Infinity Gang. All right, we got the Infinities in this bitch. We all leaders in this bitch. We all infinite motherfuckers. So, you know, we already ready for guild wars. Like, people are going to try and come for us. We already awakened our powers. We do so many cosmic energy tune-ups. Motherfuckers don't even, they're like, oh, they're just on the internet. And be like, bitch, I don't need a keyboard. Bitch, what's up, bitch? You're not even ready. You're not even ready. And like people, you're gonna shock people. This Pluto Aqua. Like Pluto Aqua, ooh, get ready. Get ready. So trust me, 2024 is gonna be so amazing. Like you're just gonna be flying through 2024, just like, oh shit, it paid off. It paid off. It paid off. And that's the most important thing. One of the most important things I want to kind of establish. Che, happy birthday, bro. Really, really huge honor, by the way. We see you. We see you. I know you I know you celestial. This is the whole Supreme Kai acting like trying to blend in and act like, no, we see you, sir. But like, yeah, this is the state of activation that is preparing you to experience it. A lot of the power that I'm telling you you're activating, you've activated it like you've ordered an order. You haven't seen the order come on your table and smell the actual, you know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't activated yet. Like you've manifested it with Jupiter in Taurus, but once it goes into Gemini, pop, it like pops. Like you experience it. It's the first experience before you integrate the experience through Virgo. So the Jupiter Gemini is the final evolution that you're going to experience enough for you to be like, this is what it is. This is what I call it. This is what you got me fucked up with, motherfucker. So like it's so still just enjoy this. This is still grounding in your body. Happy birthday to a real one, a true celestial G. All right. Shout out to you, my G. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And this is why this is a very important Aquarius season monthly peace report to me. That's why I want to keep this free, because everyone who is on here represents what we've been building. Most of you watching this did not just find this video out of nowhere. Like, you have been present. You have spent your attention and energy to help grow more than a movement. A lot of us are souls who have found each other again, and we're getting ready to you know, take over this bitch revolution. But like, you know, it's very meaningful. In fact, 10 years ago yesterday, I created this channel. I like to think the views and subscribers hit more, even though this happens to people with millions of subscribers. But like the shadow banning, the channel striking, you know what I mean? I'm very, you know, people saying that the channel unsubscribes for them and that they don't get notifications. I'm very grateful that we've been keeping pushing, you know. And 11 million views later, we got some of the most legendary, divine, celestial, genius, incredible people, amazing people watching and staying tuned. I think we all played our part. I like to think of us as an energetic body. If we exist out of this dimension as one collective being, would it be too far out to, at this God level of vision, surmise that maybe each of our individual souls that function as a part of that collective consciousness brought each other together? And maybe outside of this reality, it knows how to connect through all of us to be where we need to be as we are here. And then you could even extend that collectively, right, to everything. So yeah, it's a really good feeling. It's a really extraordinary feeling. I can't lie. This channel that I made 10 years ago cost me the Kansas University curriculum and tuition that was being paid, or that I went to at the time. It cost me staying with my Aquarius uncle, who was one of the first people to show me at that time that you Aquarians are out of this world. Like, you guys have supernatural abilities. But like, yeah, I didn't realize that his presence on my North Node would challenge me walking into my destiny. And there is a universe where I never made this channel. There is a universe where instead I listened to my uncle and I stopped studying astrology. And I finished my degree in KU, and I never became the peace dealer. That shit is just blowing my mind right now. Before I created this channel, January 20th, 2014, I used to have an initial channel called Clearsight. I created that 2012. 2012 was when I really first started making videos. But when I had got sent to Kansas, my uncle had convinced me to delete that. He was like, and I love the consistency, because there was an Aquarius that I had met before then, and he was initiating me into certain crafts, and he was also telling me, fuck astrology. We sacrifice, stuff to Orisha, and we can get it now. And all I can think of was, wow, that's so Aquarius. That's so Aquarius. Like his actions just made me like love astrology more, because I got to, at least, even if in a prejudiced way, like ascribe people's astrology traits to them in the most superficial ways and still be right. Actually, I didn't really care if I was right or not, but there was a universe, I'm sure, where I deleted that YouTube channel and I never made this one. My decision to make this channel was so random, or so I thought. You could say it was meant to be. So much converged. And yeah, I happened to make this channel, I think a week or a couple days after I deleted my old one. And the name The Peace Dealer literally just came to me. In retrospect, I never really thought about it. It just, boom, this is what we're going to call it. Oh, it just came to me like, oh shit. Created the channel, boom. I didn't even realize that it was the first day of Aquarius season until later. It blows my mind. And after I created that, when you live your North Node, I feel like that's when you have to, like, the world tests you, or you have to deal with, I don't know. But once I created The Peace Dealer and I started to make videos for it, the initial videos that ended up really driving the channel, like, it's so crazy. My uncle confronted me and he told me respectfully, I told you not to do this in my house anymore. And that's what I respect now, and as the North Node being what your challenge in this lifetime, which is in my house of career. So he issued a challenge to me. He had told me, I can delete this YouTube channel, or I can stay in his house. And the crazy thing about it is, earlier that day, my friend who I think was, well, my friend who we traded readings with, she lived in like Europe. And that day, she gave me an angel initiation. She told me about Archangel Haniel and how Haniel works very closely with me. And that day, she initiated me. And she told me, be very careful, Michael. Your entire life can change. Okay. And, the energy is very sensitive. And I visibly remember saying in my head, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't even really believe in all this angel. Like, I believe in angels, but I don't even know if this is for real. I don't even know if that same day I get kicked out of my uncle's house and I get driven to Kansas City, where my adventure literally begins. And before you know it, thanks to a literal angel, shout out to Matt Turner, who happened to live in Kansas City, I am driving a Prius to Venice Beach from somebody, an Aquarius lady, who needed somebody to drive their car to Venice. She didn't know how to get her car to Venice, and I just happened to be right near Wichita. And it's just mind-blowing because I've been able to turn this into something that I can make a living doing. And this is why I'm saying, like, this Aquarius season is very special to me, because this is kind of us congregating based on what we all created. Angels are OG as fuck. Angels have come through at every point of this journey. Like, I'm so grateful for every single angel I've had the pleasure of serving and being serviced by. So it's mind-blowing, because now I'm thinking, holy shit, like, it's been 10 years. There is a universe where I never believed in myself. And I gave, even after I created this channel, like, it's not like everything just happened instantly. It's not like I was able to make a living off of this instantly. Like, it took obvious work. Learn to work smarter than I work hard. But, like, yeah, we made it. We made it. And I could have really chosen to follow the old traditions established, which is crazy because I dropped out of college and yet was still able to later graduate and still get a degree, albeit under special circumstances. But special circumstances meaning, of course, I didn't do it in just 4 years. But and I definitely changed majors a few times. But it still ended up being just the perfect time that I was meant to graduate, which is really crazy. And thankfully I was able to break through with this before I even needed to graduate, which told me that, had I just been in a position where I just had to believe in myself, we did it, you know? And every single one of you that has, found your way to me and has supported since then, I am eternally grateful to every single one of you. And that's where, the focus moving forward as we level up and as we upgrade is to just build this community. And thankfully, God willing, we can show up physically in different sites around the world. And ideally, we can basically throw a party 4 times a year, every season, and we can just fly each other out and just, connect and just kind of build ministry. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 10 years. Every time we meet during these new and full moon ceremonies, every time we do rituals to connect our energy and to visualize us meeting together, that's our collective dream. That's our collective dream we're manifesting. We've been manifesting, as far as events where we're all really seeing each other and connecting with each other. We've been building up to this for a while. And yeah, I just admonish you to continue to see the collective being that is as simple as just looking at the collective congregation of all of our focus, okay, which of course would equal some kind of energy that interacts through us and with us in ways that we're not physically aware of. So yeah, welcome to the road to revolution. We have blasted away in Sagittarius season. Let's get it. Capricorn season began to complete the harvest and direct how we realize our full potential. And Aquarius is getting ready to show you what exists meta outside of all of this. Okay. of course, new levels, new devils. So as we've all grown and stepped into this next frontier, this also prepares us for a whole new beginning of intensity and building power. Um Before I really talk about the transits, I do want to emphasize that, okay, yeah, a whole lot of what it is you're going to, over the next 2 years, break into is extraordinarily increased capacity to harness not only energy within you, but use that energy to fuel the full unlocking of your consciousness. And this transit opens up the sky for you to see aliens. What that means is your mind is going to awaken and open at an initial level to where you seeing aliens is you tapping into the higher capability of your right brain or your mind, your higher mind. Gemini in the third house is seen as your lower mind, and Sagittarius in the ninth house is seen as your higher mind. This is the astrological interpretation of your lower mind. Taurus manifests Gemini, your five senses, the lower mind that processes information, smells, hears, listens, right? And then your higher mind that sees into the meaning of what everything you're processing is. And this is a very powerful question. What if your ninth house is Gemini, you're Libra, and you flip the game? Well, now the higher meaning is of truth. That's why I love the Libra archetype, because if you think about it, Libra represents justice and balance. So in order for something to be justice, they have to show the meaning of truth. The way that they express their philosophy has to be truthful in order for the scales to be balanced. And on top of that, it can even go so much deeper, but I just really like the nature of how, with this supernatural reawakening, this hyper accelerates the quality of lessons that you may have felt have taken ages to overcome. And I don't want to really say that for everyone you felt like it took ages, but this is one of the reason why I'm hesitant, the reason why I want to find out the right words to say this with is the whole notion of like switching signs. I wouldn't even say is that big a deal. But the shift between Capricorn and Aquarius versus any other sign is so incredibly significant, because now we're taking that physical totality and we're taking it out of this world. So you're getting ready to be introduced concepts for the first time that you have always known your entire life. And that's what makes Aquarius very weird. How do you know something for the first time that you've always known? So it's not going to feel like you're learning something. It's going to feel like you're remembering something. Almost as if there's a facet beyond your physical body that has existed before you were conscious that you were born. So, so yeah. I hope you enjoy this very pivotal road as you break more than the fourth wall and Pluto opens up this hyper integrated telepathic unit that will only feel more cringy, but you will give way less of a fuck. So just have fun with it, okay? That being said, the road to revolution has very important phases. I want to reiterate that the reason why I call this the road to revolution is because in a year from now, we will see Pluto properly Kazemi the sun, which is going to officially activate the forward motion. Like Pluto will never retrograde back into Capricorn after this. This is the same year that Saturn and Uranus, or rather Neptune, will go into Aries. And so by the time we come into 2026, boom, Uranus is getting ready to go into Gemini, and Saturn and Neptune had retrograded out of Aries. It's ready to go into Aries. Okay. The nodes are all over it. And in fact, I'll even show you 2027. Boom. We in there. We in there like swimwear. And by the time Jupiter in the South Node is in Leo and the North Node and Pluto are in Aquarius, all of society has transformed to reflect this. New technology has been integrated. Like, it's one thing to talk about AI now. It's another thing for all the jobs to have been replaced with AI. Boom. Okay. So like the rest of this decade is crazy. Like, forget everything you've gone through the entirety of the 2010s. You might have thought 2020 was crazy. No, you haven't even seen 2024 yet. The rest of this, there's everything. There's the first, that's why 2020 to 2023 was impactful, but it does not compare to the rest of this decade, because that was just to bring the end of Pluto Capricorn. 2020 to 2023 was quite literally an apocalypse activation to bring in the beginning of the end of the world. Everything moving forward is the end of the world. Crazy. Like, the first 2 weeks of 2024 have been insane. And I need you to understand that by the time you reach the end of 2024, you're going to look at the first 2 weeks of 2024 like, that was light. I can't believe we were tripping on the first 2 weeks. Like, that was intense. Like everything moving forward from this year is exponentially crazy. I can't even say crazy because Gemini is crazy. So that's what's going to make 2024 crazy. Election year. But like, all the same playbooks you've ever seen before are going to happen with a twist. For example, it's election year. So what's on your bingo card? Is it going to be another pandemic? Is a cop going to shoot a black kid again? Is it going to be a school shooting? Are we going to need to have mail-in back? Like, predictably, some shit's been happening. What do you think is going to go off on the bingo card? I thought aliens too. It might be alien. You feel me? Like, this shit is going to be the most. I'm not even going to be predicting. So like, the end of the world as we know it. When I say the end of the world, Lemaine nailed it on the head. The emphasis of Pluto and Aquarius of knowledge is as we collectively know it. Because, of course, the sun has seen everything. There's nothing new under the sun. This isn't the first time a world has ended. All right. And so a lot of this revolution, oh my God, am I allowed to say it? Pluto's in Aquarius. Okay. All right. Peep game. So by the time we're in 2027, I want you to see how Jupiter's in Leo, right? So Jupiter and Leo getting ready for the South Node portal explosion has been the Jupiter and Aries to Jupiter and Leo institution or declaration. So Aries, Taurus, and Gemini activate it, and then Cancer and Leo pivot us in to the next era. That's why this period is so important. There's a clashing of ideologies, and war is being fought over how humanity wants to bring itself into the new era. Years worth of philosophies are coming at a head. And the way people deal with this, if people aren't able to actually come together, which is the Saturn test, then Saturn is going to destroy everything. And it's only going to be a few people because people are going to destroy each other. That's it. Like, that's the Saturn test that happens every 30 years. Simple shit. Population control in Pluto Aquarius, if the collective is corrupt. And then Saturn Pisces, rather, is the final test every 30 years. If the collective cannot come together, it in a certain way will just implode on each other. Boom, new cycle. And you can literally look back at every 30-year cycle, 93, 63, 95, 69, 68, 67. Literally just go back every 30 years and study those Saturn cycles. You'll see. So this is where, guess what? Humanity failed again. And do you know what happened when humanity failed in Noah's time? Noah had to build an ark. Let's go. Road to revolution. Let's go. I'm not preaching. This is all truth. Noah had to build an ark. All right. And I'm not saying that Noah had to physically really build an ark, right? But Noah had to build an ark. You feel me? And guess what? Before Saturn and Pisces floods this entire biatch, you already built your ark. So this Saturn Pisces transit, by the time Saturn is in Aries and Neptune, that's a whole new frontier. That's a whole new frontier. All right. All the Pluto and Cap and the Uranus and Taurus and the Neptune and Pisces, that's earth and water. That's very slogged. It's the end. It's the end cycle while Taurus is grounding something new, a new revolution, Uranus, new technology, right? So this now coming out in Aquarius and Aries, very revolutionary, very innovative, top of the drop stuff, Renaissance in all fields, like this is where we're getting ready to go into, which means the next 2 years is a 2.5-year dark age where every means the dark forces can use to stop you from stepping into this revolution, they will go. Get ready for a bloodbath. But don't worry, you built your ark. So while everyone's getting flooded, you believe you're going to be able to take this to 2027. But I wanted to show you Jupiter's position. So I want you to see how Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune and Uranus are like the anchors. They're the 3 pillars. Ironically, these are the 3 pillars of the war that are going to be fought over, right? So Pluto is exiting that old tradition, exposing all the corporate corruption and government corruption, and it's coming back to Pluto Aquarius, the awakening of humanity. Neptune coming into Aries is a brand new cycle of divinity and transcendence. The way movies are shot, the way people imagine, it's a highly spiritual transit. It represents a revival and a movement forward in spirituality itself. It's a new spirituality while people are awakening. And then Uranus in Gemini, are you kidding me? That's the final application of you being able to like work. By the time Uranus goes into Gemini, they've already manifested the advanced technology. The last step is to link your mind to it. So now there's a Neuralink so that you can literally control everything with your mind. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. People can put conspiracy theories behind it. This is inevitable. Like if Elon Musk doesn't make it, someone else is going to make this. Like this shit, that's what Uranus and Gemini is about. Like we've already finished the body. Uranus and Gemini is going to link your mind to every appliance and technique. But see, you can go the technology route, or you can just train your mind to do it yourself, or you can integrate and go both. Like this is going to bring new ethics. People are going to be arguing about, oh, we shouldn't use this technology. You're playing God. Other people are going to be like, this is an evolution. Like this is it. This is it. I know it doesn't look like flying cars, but you might see that too. I don't know how you're going to regulate flying cars. I don't know how you regulate flying cars. Like that's crazy. Someone has a flying car crash and the car, I don't know how you regulate. I don't know. It's going to have to be private, but like, yep. So before we come into the frequency wars of the greater 2020s, right. This is really a lot to look forward to. Okay. Uranus and Gemini is the last part of that to where we're finally. So I want you to think 2027, we're in there. but by 2026, you already start to feel it. By 2025, it goes into Aries, retrogrades back. 2026, it goes into Uranus in Gemini, retrogrades back into Taurus. So by 2027, we're in there. This is it. This is it. Christian, that might be 3, bro. That might be a little bit of 3 when they introduce it. You know, another facet of it. But yeah, my friend. So I just wanted you to see that, because where are we right now? We are here right now. Uranus is, and the thing is, when Uranus was in Gemini and Neptune was in Aries, we had a civil war, which literally shifted the definition of America. Not overnight, but like all of these themes are coming back around because they were never truly resolved. But it's cool because this is all meant to be. And the most important part about now that I want to illustrate is now is like a midpoint. Okay. I showed you how 2027 is really the end of this tribulation period. If we look at 2020 to 2027, it is the 7-year tribulation period. And this is like a midpoint, because I want you to look at 2020. In 2020, oh my God. 2020, we had the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse kick off during the first day of Aries season on March 21st, 2020. And we all know what happened 2020. This was the beta test. This was the beginning, the pre-apocalyptic period that activated to set up Saturn in Pisces. And the reason why I want you to understand the timing of this is a lot of people don't understand. I mean, you get it, but I want to show you with the planets how everything that will happen, Mars, everything, Saturn, that will happen, Pisces, is happening as a consequence, an effect of everything that activated 2020. So I want you to think of everything that happened the year of 2020. Everything that at a collective level, Saturn, through this authority, you had to do. Everyone had to do. Okay? Remember that. So 2020, we had Saturn in Capricorn, right? And then 2021 and 2022, we had Saturn in Aquarius. And the reason why that's important is 2020 was the first time Mars was going through that cycle. And so Mars takes 2 years. The god of war cycles the zodiac every 2 years because it retrogrades. 2020, it retrograded in Aries. And then 2022, it retrograded in Gemini. Okay. So 2020 to 2022 was the first cycle. And then 2022 to 2024 was the second cycle. At 2024, we're getting ready to start the last cycle, bro. This is, I mean, there's going to be more after this, but no, this is actually the last cycle compared to the Capricorn coming into a brand new one. So this is where we had the Saturn Aquarius conjunctions. This year, we're going to have the Saturn Pisces conjunctions. And I need you to understand how it's a 1, 2, 3 punch. All right. It's so key over what looks like 6 years. All right. So basically, the Saturn Aquarius was the manifestation of the action in Capricorn. And the reason why I want to highlight that is what happened during 2022 to 2024. Because that was where they started to implement what was activated 2020. When I say they, collective authority, because Saturn is the authority collectively through these God level signs, authority that has to literally be responsible for an entire collective nation of people. Okay. Population control campaign. So look at today, where now Saturn in Pisces is finally ready to represent the effects. We had from 2020 to 2022, the cycle through Capricorn, 2022 to 2024, the cycle through Aquarius. Do you know what that means? You have just only now begun to experience the effects of everything started 2020. That is the first 3-year setup. Let's go. Do you hear what I'm saying? So that's why 2024 to 2027 is now the integration of this activation. This is what's going to bring us into the next era. And once we get into 2024, we're going to harvest that for the next 14 years. 2027 to 2034, and then 2034 to 2040. All right. And by 2044, Pluto is out of Aquarius. And we may have won or lost an ancient alien war with celestials who have come back and returned to this planet through another planet. You don't have to take me serious. I just wanted to say that. All right. So, yes. I hope you are as excited as I am. Okay. There are certain things that you were pressured to do from 2020 and 2022 that you might have been inconvenienced for not doing. And this is where, because you didn't do it, the harvest and effects of that, you're finally going to experience. All right. When I say everything is Saturn that will happen is going to happen over the next 2 years. This is it. And because Neptune is a part of this cycle, it is ending a 160 plus cultural cycle that is done forever. I mean, the way we actually consume material and content is going to change forever. It will never be the same. And that is nothing new, because the only thing constant in life is change. We've always had change, from before with black and white to color, from TV to radio, from radio to your smartphone, or TV killed the radio. So from radio to TV, then from TV to your smartphone, boom, probably back to radio. Who knows? So like, really is going to be telepathy. All right. It's going to be manifesting your own energy to guard from telepathic and frequency attacks, and being able to impose a selective ratio of who you allow to actually contact and read and scan your mind. All right. I presume by like the 2050s, people are going to be able to scan each other's minds and auras casually, to be able to be like, oh, you have a fire type aura. You know what I mean? Preposterous. But I mean, then again, certain people would have never believed what we're experiencing right now. So, smartphone to the imagination and augmented reality. We already can scan ours now. No, that's amazing. I shall scan you. Oh, beam. That'll be fire. Let me see. All right, cool. Olivia, thank you. Christian, thank you. And Cheza, I got your hip C's. All right. I am, of course, going to be doing live readings. I will be pulling tarot for those of you who want tarot. I think, yep, Christian, you do want a tarot card. So, guys, I didn't even really get to the peace report. I'm this excited. Like, we are literally coming into a new frontier. And this is the most important part. Who cares what the muggles think, right? So, like, this is the dastardly plot of beings outside of Earth, okay? If you look at, oh, Cheza, thank you very much. You can send me your chart again. I have your chart, but you can send me your chart again. If you look at the whole concept, Jujutsu Kaisen nailed this very well. But you've seen other stories kind of talk about this, that experience itself outside of the supernatural and fantasy, genre. But basically, the reason why I want to use that as an analogy is because these planet transits are going to facilitate it, which kind of introduces these elements playing through humanity in life but originating probably beyond it. So if you think that muggles unconsciously emit energy that people who are awake don't because they're conscious of their shadow, obviously you would say that if you get rid of the muggles, then it'll create an era where you don't have to deal with this unconscious shadow energy, right? So what if there was orchestrated events that forcefully awakened people's energy? And just like in Hunter x Hunter, when you awaken people by force, out of like 100 people, only 5 people might survive that and awaken power because of that extreme stress and pressure. What if mass extinction events kind of mow down people who are not equipped to handle what's to come because they don't have the energy capacity or the skill, right? And that, in a way, is what to expect moving forward for the rest of the 2020s and 2030s. It's the equivalent of, with these cycles, a more intense frequency that is awakening everyone collectively. So it's not playing favorites. And some of you are going to stand forward to teach people what they're experiencing, and other people will take advantage of this and deceive people even more. It's not that the awakening itself is spiritual, so it's good. No, it's just really a collective effect that's going to outpour on everything. And people who didn't do the shadow work, people who are not necessarily understanding of what's happening, might go insane because they are experiencing things that they never thought are possible. Like, I've seen somebody literally be like, it was DJ Academics. He was like, and it's not just DJ Academics, it's multiple people who are like, look, I don't believe in that fortune telling shit. I don't believe in psychics, but that Sloan Bella lady, they were genuinely freaked out, bro. They were like, how it's kind of weird that she said that this would happen at this month and it happened. But like any psychic reader, any magician, any astrologer, we're like, oh yes, this is Queen Sloan. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, we make predictions too, my nigga. Like, you late to the party? Are you late to the party or what? You mind blown about this? So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are people who cannot, like, you might have been in the water living this so much, you may have forgotten there are people who don't even believe this is real. There are people who do not have a concept for, we call them muggles, or uninitiated, or sleep. But it's like, and it's not that they don't have the capacity to. Everyone has the capacity to do this. Everyone does this unconsciously. But there are people who don't even know how to realistically incorporate that as something real. You feel me? So what happens when millions of people like that all around the world, whether through unexpected alien disclosure or full out world war, are forced to accept this at once in a way that destroys everything they know? Basically, your awakening process that you went over the past few decades, bow, but at once. Do you now understand why you might see a spike of suicides? You might see people go absolutely batshit insane. And then all the weirdos and crazy people, they're finally going to be normal. They're going to be like, been there, done that. Nigga, we knew this shit. Man, then tell us something we don't know. Like, it's going to instantly shit like, this is what we're coming into. This is it. This is it. People have killed themselves for less. People have killed themselves for less. So that's why I think, so if they didn't pass the integrity check through Pluto Capricorn, this is where people are finna be explored. It's a new normal. New normal. All right. So congratulations. All right. You have been selected by your goddamn self. And it's time to meet the you who selected you to represent this revolution. So as you can see, 2024, being that midpoint is representative of Saturn bringing in the end of the world as you know it. Okay. By the time we now bring in 2025, 2026, and 2027, it brings Saturn and Neptune into Aries. All right. And this is where, of course, 2024 brings Jupiter out of Taurus into Gemini. I really love how the first half of 2024, we finish out of Taurus, and the next half of 2024, we start to illuminate in Gemini. Okay. Let me tell you something, guys. Jupiter and Gemini is about to be fucking lit. It's going to literally expand our minds so Uranus can prepare to connect Neuralink everything with our brains. Like the whole Gemini, Cancer, Leo rollout over the next decade is going to be insane. And I know that because Aries and Taurus have been killing it. Pisces, Aries, and Taurus, like y'all rollout has been legendary as fuck. Y'all rollout has been, have you seen Aries? Have you seen Aries and Taurus? Like their rollout has been insane. Logan Paul is almost a billionaire. DJ Academics is a multimillionaire. Like Aries and Taurus are getting put on so ridiculously. If you're not aware, it literally could just pass you by. Like, so that's why in Gemini and Cancer are like, we're next. Holy shit, we're next. And like, trust me, it's been a long time coming. Like, ooh. I can't wait. So like, yeah. Okay. And this is relative to the way you have this in your chart, going to show where it plays out for you. And this is the pivotal switch that's getting ready to integrate the power you have awakened. One since 2020 and then another since 2023. I can't wait. The pace at which upgrades will come through is going to be amazing. And this is such an important comment because that pace starting this Aquarius season is getting you ready to harness energy and come into information at a much more rapid level. The quality with which you think, like your ability to process information so much faster, is going to take a while to get used to. And yet you're going to get used to it in less than 2 weeks. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. So like, yeah, you have awakened. And that's where like the Pluto through the air signs, all the outer planets and air signs are going to show you. It's going to be so much more open. It's not going to be something that's just internal, right? It's going to finally really step you through that. Whew. All right. Had to get that out the way. That being said, I'm going to pull a tarot card before we start just to see what message wants to show itself. Ooh, shout out to Forest Fairy Tarot. It all happens in your imagination, the wildest ideas. It's very important to understand this Aquarius season, Road to Revolution 1, is preparing you for the 2025 to 2027 rollout. This is going to really initialize the knowledge of your vision that you saw. Like you were meant to carry it to this place. Now you're going to know this is why I wanted to see this. Like a lot that didn't make sense is going to make sense over the next 30 days. Aquarius is one of those staples where if you didn't know it by then, you're going to know it through now. Like it's all going to unfold. It's literally happening right now. Okay. So in contemplating this extraordinary nature of reawakening and evolution, it's also preparing you for this Pisces season. This Pisces season and next Pisces season are going to be one of the most legendary Pisces seasons we have ever had in over 200 years. Really 150, like so much things are converging on each other. The North Node eventually will reach Pisces with a peak Saturn. Like that's insane. It's insane. And then Jupiter is going to oppose the Pluto North Node Aquarius. So like this is really preparing you to create the great dream. This is you on Noah's Ark, sailing out of this old culture and world that has nothing to do with this next era you are creating. This is you awakening the full capability of your imagination, which Neville Goddard calls God, your universal expression of how you tap into source and literally command the experience that is this dream. You don't dream when you go to sleep. You dream every time you wake up and go to sleep. That's the sleeping dream. And then this is the waking dream. Everything you see is not real. The Nobel Peace Prize that was won 2022 by quantum, but through that representation of these scientists realizing the universe is not local and real at the same time, because this is a dream. You see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum, as everything beyond that is metaphysical. Or at least I can say at least beyond 99% of it, which represents your ability to create beyond it. So, what if you were able to reawaken to this concept as not an idea, but instead a reality? What if you were able to know what it is you are creating? Welcome to the road to revolution. Welcome to Aquarius season 2024. We want to keep in mind that you're en route to a warfare arc. The North Node Aries Chiron mission is when war breaks out, what are you going to do? Like, what is your personal mission in preparation for war? Because the South Node Libra was preparation for war. So what is your mission? All right. And this is where in between there, before you go solo, Aquarius clicks you up with the team, the gang. And Pisces is that dream station before each. All right. Pisces is the belief in your self concept. If you think that Aries is individual, resets individually back to self, Pisces is the surrendering of that ego. You in the limitless expanse of your imagination that can literally be anything it wants to be before you decide in Aries and boom, I am. Okay. So Pisces is the final conclusion, the final perspective, the reason why. And this is going to adjust your perspective to prepare you to direct that down in Aries through the eclipse and march like a warrior, like a soldier. Oh my God, war, holy shit. And march like a soldier and activate your personal mission. So that means and presupposes that Aquarius is going to generate the advanced knowledge to prepare for you in Pisces to dream up what direction you're ready and destined to go down to. This is where the sextiles in Aquarius will align to this. But if you are ready to step through these gates, then walk with me, journey with me. All right, first thing I'm going to do, thank you, Cass. I appreciate you. First thing I'm going to do is let's see what message we can get. I would be honored. I would be honored, kind sir. All right, let's let this card represent. This first card is going to represent our connection to our universal self. The second card will represent the lesson we may not see that will realize itself to us. And the third will be a potential outcome. Can't make this up. Underlying theme, literally beginnings. This is Uranus. This is the revolutionary. Can't make this up. So you may not personally be aware. The underlying theme of Aquarius season is you're getting ready to step into a brand, I don't even want to say new concept, a radical concept that takes everything you've known and resets it. This is the great reset button. It's almost as if like imagine if you're Doctor Strange, you feel me? And you are at the height of medical knowledge and insight. You're probably one of the best of what you do. And yet, when it comes to having to learn magic, none of what you've ever known really matters anymore. And you literally have to start from scratch. This is literally like Ash Ketchum getting ready to journey a brand new region. So that's the excitement that you want to take this to. Everything that you're experiencing, approach it with wonder because there's so many possibilities that you do not even see right now, but you want to be open to. Okay. So the first card, as far as like, what is this connection with your greater self? I haven't seen the card yet. You're going to see it before me. Control. Jesus Christ. This is crazy. Frontal lobe. Okay. While thoughts flow like bursting rivers, the frontal lobe exerts control and inhibition to regulate them and allow for our humanness to emerge. So you can connect to your own greater higher self through your frontal lobe. And even though that is probably too specific, it doesn't have to mean that, right? But this is the Emperor card. Your capacity to control the actions of your universal self is indicating this mastery. That's why this is a huge function of beginning. What if your relationship with your greater self is no longer blocked by the deception of you thinking you need a middleman and you thinking that you need somebody else to make magic happen for you? And you realize, oh, wow, I literally have finally awakened and aligned the ability for me to step into the full potentiality of myself as a universal creator. This is you establishing your authority and your rule, which requires responsibility because now you literally create your reality. But the Emperor here, control, is establishing the integrity of how you actually define your character through the nature of this control. For many of you, you're going to develop what's the word? Your higher self will be a father figure for you, not a mother figure. This, if it was the Empress, she would pour abundance for you to feel into your worth. This is the Emperor. The Emperor is going to guide the way, very, very disciplined. It's not going to cut any punches. Some of you might just wake up at 7 and not be able to go back to sleep. It's very disciplined energy. So with that being said, it's until you are able to operate at that level of authority, this will be your own higher self will be your father figure, which is you, which is literally you. Okay. You can say your God self. All right. So what is the hidden lesson that will make itself known to you? I love that. So through your imagination and other machinations of your expression, this is how you communicate to yourself. Everyone's different. Choices. Oh, so what might be hidden from you is the potential and quite literal options that you have in abundance. Choices is the Chariot. So there's a W, there's a huge victory that is opening itself up to you that you may not see, because once you establish this control, it'll be completely clear to you. Like there's certain things that you're looking at that you may not necessarily think are possible because you're choosing fear, for example. And once you establish control, you'll realize that no, there's so many avenues of success for you. Regarded, you walk through with integrity and you make it happen. But this is also signaling victory. I really like this as a second card because it's going to, as you establish this higher connection with your own self, going to reawaken you to all the opportunities you will be able to completely just accomplish. It's an instant victory when you know yourself. So the potential outcome we have here with Aquarius season is the Lover's card. It's bonding. Regions of the hypothalamus wait for oxytocin signals that have been associated with bonding and love, be it maternal, paternal, or with a mate. And in combination with these cards, this is quite literally you becoming your own twin flame. This is you connecting your mind and your heart. The lovers and bonding for some of you could literally be you bringing yourself towards people who love what you love, and you're actually jamming out with them. It could be a romantic relationship with a soulmate. It could be a platonic friendship with people who share the same hobby with you. It could be you just being in love with life. So this is really beautiful. We are just barely getting started with this peace report, and it's already killing it. You feel me? Another choices card too. Yeah, the lovers is also a choice. It's also a choice to love. So, yeah. And that's beautiful. No, Buddha, we're literally just getting started. I just pulled the cards, and I really like your entrance here because it shows how well your timing in the moon and cap is. We're just about getting ready to start actually breaking down the transits. And then we'll get into the live readings. So the first thing I want to feature, or the major themes that I want to speak on for Aquarius season. One, we want to look at the significance of the outer planets through the sun's journey. I like to think of these as different hands on a clock. And I look forward to creating a special watch that tells time in transits instead of just a clock. But you want to look at the moon like the second hand. If there was ever the second hand of a clock, it would be the moon. And then the sun is like the hour hand, right? And then Mercury is like the minute hand. And this is where everything in between Mercury and the sun, well, actually, Mercury is the closest to the sun. So everything after Mercury would be in between the minute hand and the hour hand. So this really helps you see the cycles that are completing, since we can say the conjunction, the 12 o'clock midnight, or whatever you want to make it, right? Aligned with these energies. The second hand moves the fastest, just like the moon is going to, of course, move the fastest around. And then the minute hand is going to move a bit slower than the moon, just like Mercury moves faster than any other planet. So what we want to look at is, if we go back in time, let's go back in time. If we go back in time. Oh, shit. What we want to see is April and May of 2023, you sowed seeds you are destined to sow. I want you to take yourself back in there. Right as you were beginning this evolution cycle again and anew, after you sparked it in Aries, right? There's a direction you moved towards that spoke towards the investment of yourself. This could be you just starting to build a business. This could be you just starting to invest money towards something newly. This could be a reinvestment towards anything to do with your own value and self-worth in yourself. This, I think, is one of the most iconic and important moments in human history, but at least in 2023. It's very unassuming because you're sowing seeds. You don't know they're about to be the most important tree ever yet. It's squaring Pluto, 0 degrees Aquarius, which is what makes it that much more extreme. And so everything that you sowed the seeds during that new moon in, remember, this is the new moon. This is the North Node. So like a transit like this will never happen again ever in life. And especially in 20 years once the North Node comes back. So this was so important, especially those of you who took a leap of faith in spirit at that time. All right. So very important. This is where you invested in, let's just say, a crypto coin that no one might have believed in at the time. That was you. Let's say this crypto coin was you, your own currency that exists outside of the entire market that you can live off of, that you sowed the seeds of. Okay. And however that might look like. Then I want you to look from May of 2023 to, of course, August of 2023. May to August. Okay. I want you to see how now from May to August, the sun that was on Taurus, okay, the sun that was on Taurus with Jupiter and Uranus, those seeds you planted in August began to break through the ground. This 90-degree angle enacted from that activation of a sort we've never seen ever and will never see again, because it's once in a lifetime, which you can say about every transit, but it just sounds so much cooler to say it, emphasized like that, has now broken through the ground and trining the North Node still in alignment. It's crazy how at every point we're directly in alignment to where you're destined to take this self-investment. This is the evolution of not only your natural energy and ability to sense energy and harness energy and manifest instantly, but the strengthening of your natural body and the sudden awakening of your own supernatural abilities. Reality is stranger than fiction. That's all I can say. So this is where we began to integrate the seeds you planted. Now let's go even further in the future, because then we hopped on the I motherfucking told you so tour. And that's what from August led us to November. So we have April to August activation, and then we have August to November integration. And once we hit November, that is where you began to harvest those seeds. Let us make sure we are clear. Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. This was the point where now 180 degrees opposite Jupiter and Uranus, you began to harvest the transformation of your character through this maturation and harvest of your energy. This is, of course, is where the harvest began. Okay. This is where you, through Sagittarius season, started to see the effects of the harvest of the seeds you planted in May, in April and May. And why is that important? Because as we now fast forward to now, where you have completed this harvest, Aquarius season is going to finally put the cap and final puzzle piece towards the completion of this harvest. This is it. This is it. This is finally it. And that's what makes you really think about manifestation. Manifestation is not necessarily creation. Manifestation is aligning you to the multivariable possibility and potentiality of what already exists with you as a conscious creator. So you're not stepping into anything that doesn't already exist. You are just aligning with it. And what blows my mind is that if Taurus is natural, well, then Aquarius is supernatural. Yeah, Leo is solar energy of the light energy, and Scorpio is pure energy, psychic energy, psychological energy. Well, Aquarius is supernatural, cosmic energy. It's out of this world. And Taurus is natural energy manifested from raw physical power. It's yang. So, relative to this natural energy, what is the completion of manifestation? The 10th house of Taurus is Aquarius. You have completed the manifestation when you know that you have manifested it. That is a hack in manifestation. If I want to manifest something, I know I have it. I am aligning myself to the knowledge that I already have it. And now this Aquarius is going to complete the seeds you planted by giving you a knowledge of what it is you have manifested. Another way to look at this is Taurus can represent the value you've put into a personal product. Leo is you performing that product publicly. Scorpio is now brokering a deal with other people's money so that a collective can distribute your product. And now Aquarius is the final part of that squares Taurus. Aquarius is collective, Taurus is individual. So you might think, oh, this is how valuable the project is. But Aquarius is now taking your album to an entire collective of people who have mixed opinions about the value of that. And that's the completion of that cycle. You get the collective knowledge of that value, the final appraisal. This is where you don't want to be so weak. Taurus has strength of self-confidence that your sense of self is dictated by what the Aquarian energy collectively thinks. But you don't want to be too stubborn where you think so highly of yourself that you can't be put in check by that. Of course, personally, it works perfectly balanced where, of course, the quality is aligned and you put out something quality and everyone thinks it's quality. So I wanted to just share these concepts because that is the most major important facet of this Aquarius season. This Aquarius season is completing the Jupiter North Node Uranus Taurus conjunction activation that was instrumental in quite literally activating your capacity to channel energy, Zhong Chang style, no, your own style like never before. So for those of you who've seen that video I post about the person who was channeling their energy, this Aquarius season is completing the full, it's you literally now understanding the advanced knowledge of, okay, this is it. This is the results. 10th house is high score, 10th house is reputation, 10th house is results of what it is you harvested. That's the first part that we want to establish. As, of course, the sun tours through Aquarius, Mercury, Mars, and Venus are also going to go through Aquarius, initialize cycles with Pluto, and reawaken for the final time before the next frontier. And then it's also going to follow suit of awareness to, through your brain, heart, and desire, link with your consciousness Sun consciousness, Mercury brain, Venus heart, desire, private parts, Mars. Link these three fundamental facets of yourself, your soul and consciousness, so that you complete the final part. This is what's going to prepare you for the 2024 rollout. By the time we step into March and you start this, like every single day this year, we're not missing a beat. Everything is ridiculous, crazy crucial, crazy crucial, crazy crucial. Okay, super crazy crucial. So the next part of what we want to see through here is the sextile that Aquarius is going to make to Aries with the North Node and Chiron. The nature of because once you step into Pisces season, you're going to transcend your own beliefs, your old beliefs and your own beliefs. This is going to prepare for you to know what direction you take in Aries. It's adjusting your perception. So that means Aquarius is going to provide the knowledge of what to change your beliefs into. Why? Because relative to this year, you're going to be manifesting your supernatural abilities. You're completing that cycle. And so this is going to prepare in its connection to Aries for you to know what direction you're going to move into. So what does an Aquarius square to Aries look like? This is like meeting a new group of friends who align with you and who are also connected to actions you'll be taking for the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years, 3 to 10 years. Okay. So it's like Aquarius season in now coming into a different or new or renovated sense of belonging is already beginning to influence with this sextile to Aries, what directions you're going to be making in 2 months from then, personally, individually, or it could even represent a departure of old social circles. But relative to Jupiter and Uranus, it is most definitely going to influence a whole lot of how specifically you complete the knowledge of everything you've harvested and manifested. And if you activated in May natural energy, it's completing in an advanced supernatural expression of taking this to the next level, because that's literally what it is. Pisces is going to have you experience it, and Aries, you step in that direction before we activate it officially in May, and then we step into the Gemini revolution, which is now the emphasis for 2025 is going to be applying this knowledge and fully experiencing it through communicating it. Because right now the Taurus is manifesting in our body. By next year, we actually know what to communicate about. We're creating a new language. All right. We're changing meaning. Now I have power in my words. So when I say Pringles, I can create chips out of nowhere. Now I'm creating my own meaning through whatever words I want to create. Enjoy, guys. This is going to be amazing. So that's what we're going to focus on as we look at the lunar cycles as well in tandem. And if you're ready to move forward with me, let us move. Right now, I have 3 people on the line in Hipsy. For those of you who would like a live reading, you can click the description box below and you will see the instructions to join Hipsy. For those of you who want to use PayPal or Super Chat or Venmo, feel free. You are also able to do that as well. Okay. Hera, thank you very much. Pluto is about to conjunct my sun in the 7th and will be square the Taurus moon. I feel you. Hera, in fact, because you joined Infinity Club, I am going to pull a tarot card for you when we start this live reading. So with that being said, any of you who want a live reading, you can click the description box below. Once I finish this report, we're going to go in. Okay. Once again, it's a huge honor to serve. I like how we all led our way to each other. And we're still only barely just getting started. Mind blowing. So, with that being said, okay, Cheza, thank you. I got your chart. All right. All right. The first decan of this, the first decan of Aquarius season, the first 10 degrees of Aquarius season are going to be weird as fuck. I really don't know what else to tell you. They're going to be so weird because you're going to realize that you tricked yourself. You're going to come into the realize over the first 10 days that you have been 100,000 steps ahead of your own self. It's one thing for someone else to be a few steps ahead of you. It's another thing for you to be steps ahead of someone else. It's something else entirely for you to realize that you were steps ahead of your own self. Imagine reading your diary and or just coming back to something you did in the past and realizing that the way you read it now kind of alludes you to the way that you knew you would do it, and your higher self used you to trick you through you. Right? You're going to come in. This is going to be the acclimation of how your physical lower mind processes your higher mind. Okay. And given the sub rulership of Uranus, the first thing we're going to see is the semi-sextile to Saturn and the square to Jupiter. Another thing that's very key to keep in mind is the last time Jupiter conjuncted Saturn was in Aquarius, at the beginning of Aquarius, right where the Sun and Pluto are, where Saturn and Jupiter conjuncted. This is where the concept of social distancing and censorship magically came up out of nowhere. That's how crucial 0 degrees Aquarius is. That's what a shift like that is about. Okay. So that 0 degree conjunction that we have has turned into a 60-degree open door sextile. This is the final activation of the evolution of this reality warping protocol and the imagineering of how grounded you can step into the creation of your imagination. Once Jupiter squares this in Gemini, it's going to begin to integrate, and that's where your experience of this activation is going to take an otherworldly turn. Until then, the first decan of Aquarius season is going to anchor and establish the beginning of this harvest and completion. So this is going to build up the working knowledge of not only your universal self, but how genius you have always been. And en route to that is the full moon in Leo. The full moon in Leo is a cutscene in the beginning of a new video game you didn't even know you were playing. And this is what's going to establish a little bit of conflict, but also the harvest of energetic mechanisms you will begin to quite literally enhance your physical and mental function. This is not only a full moon in Leo. This is an unconventional and supernatural T-square with Big Papa Zeus and his Greco-Roman grandfather, Uranus. Without getting into the mythology, this T-square is adding a definite emphasis of your physical quality to harvest this energy naturally. This is unlocking the solar energy. If you think your heart produces an electromagnetic frequency, I don't even think I'm saying it right, but your heart produces electricity. A full moon like this is going to intensely, with Pluto, increase the capability of how much you can harness the electricity from the 13 trillion cells physically in your body at will. That is the next frontier of where we're stepping into. Your capacity to do this at will, mentally. Okay. So the first 5 degrees of this Aquarius season is setting up the full moon. And that's important because the new moon in Capricorn, up until the last day of Capricorn season, so the last 10 days in Decan of Capricorn, was activating the power during the new moon and then manifesting that power. 29 degrees Taurus trine 29 degrees Capricorn. I can't make this shit up. So we had a 20-degree new moon and sun in Capricorn, and that led into 29 degrees Capricorn sun, 29 degrees moon in Taurus. That is an activation and manifestation of God power, universal power, to where it's tangible by your fingertips. So the beginning of Aquarius season is drawing out moon in Gemini to the full moon. It is literally taking this manifestation of your power, and it is now downloading the intellectual, knowledgeable understanding and awareness of your ability to not only take such an extraordinary fantasy-like concept of manifesting fucking supernatural powers, but knowing exactly how to communicate it too. Welcome to the revolution. Blue Nova, please email me your natal chart. Oh, I got your chart. Perfect. Much appreciated. And that's what's going to make the quality of these next 5 days more intense than every day of 2023. Shout out to all of you in the chat. I was just focusing on the physical tonight. I love it. It is so amazing because this full moon is going to very powerfully harvest your capacity to increase the quality of your energy. If you think about it, you're harvesting awakened God power that you've manifested over the past week. So you're going to start to harvest the effect through March, starting now, of increased energy, needing less sleep, needing less food. Obviously, you're not just going to instantly not need to sleep and eat anymore. For some of you, you will. But you're going to find that the capacity of how much more energy you can harness each day significantly evolves. And I'm using the analogy of your energy, but you're also going to see this financially in the endeavors that you're working towards. This is getting ready to boost them very significantly. And Uranus's influence is going to innovate so much more. You want to look at this as technology. Saturn is anchoring Jupiter, and Neptune is being innovated by Uranus to how everything you imagine non-tangibly can tangibly be innovated through engineering, and how everything in the integrity of your beliefs can be expanded on by how naturally you can actually sense this physically and increase the value of your worth and all that jazz. So let's keep moving forward. The rest of this first decan, one, sets up the Jupiter square. So once we have this 6 degree, 270 degree square, boom, we have reached the completion of the initial level of this evolution. We had the initial conjunction in Aries. Chapter 2 is going to start in May on Uranus. So first of all, holy shit. So that means that ever since April, that was just one round of this new evolution. Of course, we're going to have 12 rounds. So out of a 12 chapter book, April of 2023, you just activated and opened up a brand new 12 chapter book. 2022 was where you finished the last 12 chapter book. 2023 in April, you opened up the first chapter, and at this date, you have completed that first chapter. You're going to review it. Like this degree is where you begin to complete the first chapter. Once we step into May of 2024, we're going to officially begin chapter 2. So first of all, how do you I want you to comment, what did you think of chapter 1? Chapter 1 was very instrumental in initializing the direction we activate this new cycle into. I mean, we literally just came out of an old world. We're getting ready to begin the end of this old world and come into a new world. So, there's a lot of potential that is going to be made real that we can experience coming into chapter 2. And I'm gonna be honest with you, chapter 2 and chapter 3 is where it really starts to pop off. Chapter 2 is where it really starts to pop off. I'm not gonna lie. Like once we buy chapter 2, it's like, holy shit. Chapter 1 had to set up the important characters, had to really kind of wrap up the past book and then get you ready for this one. I like chapter 1 was very adventurous though. Very introductory, tutorial, a confirmation of everything you wrapped up from the last book, and just letting you know, I'm still here, bitch, and I'm back, and I'm better. You feel me? Chapter 1 condenses the entire book. I really like that one too. That's really beautiful. I mean, shout out to Cosmic Origins. He's the XRP guy. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP right now is how Bitcoin was in 2012, where people didn't think it was anything. I personally got 1,000, and I'm gonna slowly, raise my XRP as I'm able to invest in it. But I made sure, just in case, to just snag 1,000 right now. It's 1,000 XRP, just in case. And that was over. Like I didn't get 1,000 at once, but just in case. Because I wouldn't be surprised if that one does something. But I'm really thinking, when I think crypto, I'm really looking more long term as far as its entire marketability, and how there are going to be things we don't see right now that are going to even take over crypto. Crypto is very much so like a concept that we're going to see evolve. Ridiculous. Beyond just NFTs. So I'm really just open to it. Shout out to Virgo Goddess 777. I'm back and I'm better. All right. All the people who try to kill you during the last book, now you getting your vengeance. This book, we call it justice though. But the real value of cryptocurrency to me is your ability to create your own currency on a decentralized market. That is this unknown territory that you're going to have the position to do. So that's the analogy. You have just, holy shit, you have just opened the first chapter and completed the first chapter of a 12 chapter book that's going to see you innovate and revolutionize everything you can do with your energy. Yeah, I've been mining it too. I've been sleeping on it because I'm not, you see, thanks for reminding me again. I'm going to go back to mining. I have an app where I just kind of mine it. But yeah, if anything, who knows? Personally, I want you to use this analogy, like Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus. The North Node, Uranus, Jupiter, and Taurus is almost like you creating your own crypto coin. That with Taurus and Jupiter, you're liquidating. You're literally putting money into that crypto coin. You're putting all your money that you get every month into this coin, and not even so much so that it's something that will just blow up and go to the moon. Not that it won't, but it's a coin you've invested and liquidated or put money in, whatever the process is called, so that it's a coin that you can function. It's a coin that you can use for your own self. It's a coin that now also exists on a decentralized platform. So imagine if the economy crashed, the dollar is worthless, but you built your arc by investing in this coin. People were telling you, like, that's crazy, man. Like, you're putting all this real US dollars in your own coin. No one knows about your fucking coin. Like, you can't even, your coin isn't even recognized in certain trade markets. Like, how are you going to, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't care. You just kept paying, you just kept paying in the coin. Now, let's say something catastrophic happens, and now most currencies are worthless, but you built money on your coin. Let's just say, I know that maybe not might not be the best analogy, but your coin is able to now float you. You can literally spend your own coin because of the value you built in it on a decentralized market. And I'm opening up the concept to where you have built your own wealth that is independent from an economy, a system, and global authorities, right? What would that feel like? What would that feel like? Like you have your own currency that you can convert into a USD, into a pound, into a yen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are not dependent. If you were to never work a job again, if you were to never have any USD, you have your own currency. You are the lord of your own currency. So you have built your own kingdom or queendom of currency that you can convert into. Like, how would that make you feel? Do you see how that already starts? That is the theme of this next. That's the activation of this next 12 chapter book. So what if that currency is energy, your own capability to harness energy and your own will and life force? This is the road to revolution. Because now, when these interest groups and corporations and vampires realize that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are not paying $80 to $100 for their rehashed video games. They're not willing to pay hourly just to play a fucking video game. They're not willing, they don't have to pay the gas or electric company, because if you cut off electricity, they can literally manifest energy on their own terms, whether through supernaturally or through technology, because now they know how to wire electricity on the grid. What happens when the city tries to fight that and forces you to have to pay for the utilities? And now a whole bunch of people fight against that, or doesn't even have to really be like a violent fight, create new legislature, right? This is what we're getting ready to activate coming into the rest of this decade. I'm going to use the extreme example of it coming from your body, but there's a limitless capability of how this will play out. It is still an independent energy revolution. Imagine if now you're putting car businesses out of business because you created something that now billions of people realize makes a car obsolete. Imagine the oil industry, the gas industry. Imagine if the gas industry is going out of business and you are a threat to their multi-billion-dollar company or industry, not company, industry. Do you see why this is going to explode onto revolution, especially a lot of the patents that may be fought to not be invented? This is a major theme of the rest of this decade. And the most important thing I want to establish is these realizations, these discoveries, these inventions, they're not going to be made by somebody that you read about on the internet. They're not going to be made by somebody that you heard about on TV. The revolution won't be televised. It's all you. You are the one who is behind these technological innovations, this evolution of consciousness, this pioneering of new ideas and new thought. It's you. You are the revolution. And no one knows that more than the false authorities who set themselves up to rule over you, knowing they have no right, terrified every day as they see you are awakening beyond their ability to control. It's happening. Welcome to the road to revolution. And so, by the time we start to complete this, the first decan not only brings us through the full moon cycle, but I want you to see how the entrance of the second decan begins to complete the harvest. By the time we have the 10-degree trine with the moon in Libra, to, of course, the sun, which is also a yod between Saturn and Jupiter, this south nodal power unlocking is going to not only help you understand the social context of how you balance this awakening of power to know where it belongs and with who it belongs at this higher universal level, but it's also going to initiate you into who your gang is locally and universally. You might also get visited by the CIA or an intelligence agency specific to your region. They won't let you know that they're an agent, though, so they're probably going to act like they're not an agent, but they're a whole agent. They're a whole agent. Anyway, once we step into the next decade, we have the completion of the cycle here. This phase of this Aquarius season is going to set us up for the new moon in Aquarius, which will bring the second stage completion since Capricorn, which was first stage completion, which is going to wrap this bitch up before we step into the 2024 rollout of March of 2024, which I think is going to be one of the most ridiculous rollouts we've ever experienced until the end of this decade. But yeah, this 270-degree angle, my friends, is very important because this is going to complete the harvest of the new moon Capricorn activation. By this point, you are understanding at a much purer level exactly how you've integrated the advanced cosmic energy that will have you experience through Pisces season the power you've awakened. This is now in Scorpio, you understanding the wisdom of this knowledge. So everything that you integrated through the social context, you're getting ready to ascend. You're getting ready to break through. And that's what will really bring this to a heightened quality of supernatural epic proportions, especially with the opposition of Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus. It's going to help you feel this so much more intensely. But by the time the moon comes into Sag and you start to see everything, you know, that's what concludes this. This is very significant because right now we started Aquarius season off with the moon in Gemini. Okay. So from now until February 5th, everything that is having you understand the thought process of what you're beginning to know, you're unlocking true knowledge. This is you understanding what it is. It's like you're coming into the knowledge of the word in a dictionary. By the time we come into the moon in Sag, you're going to understand the meaning of that word. Everything you are starting to understand intellectually, that in a week from now through Virgo, you will analyze the reality and context of, you will see into the meaning of this higher knowledge. Boom. This is taking you to the higher mind, which means we are functioning and processing some stuff down here before we understand it through our third eye. All right. This is at the conclusion of this transit, which is also going to be the Aquarius signature for the Aquarius season. So this is going to have you see oh, this is why I am around these people. This is why I have chosen to connect or feel like I belong. It doesn't even have to really include other people, but I'm using it as an analogy for belonging. Then, of course, we're going to bring in the balsamic-y phase. Ficky, ficky, ficky. And that's what's going to bring in the dungeon. I'm sorry. This is what's going to really, really, really prepare to fully bring in this ostentatious quality. I don't even know if that's a word, of how supernatural everything is. Okay. This is getting us ready to activate this cosmic energy. All right. Up until this point, we are converting the awakened Capricorn power into this knowledge. Well, now that we've harvested this knowledge and we've completed it, it's time to now move forward and activate a new cycle. And guess what? Uranus is now completing the innovation cycle. So everything from that 6-degree full moon in Leo, square to Jupiter, to now the preparation to the new moon over those next 2 weeks is not only going to prepare for this 270-degree completion that you activated in April, May, but this is also going to exponentially take the effects of this harnessing to your energy to beyond supernatural effect through Pisces. So this is preparing you for the dream portal. The new moon in Aquarius is preparing you for the dream portal. Okay, this is going to be one of the most incredible dream portals we've had in over 150 years. And stay tuned for Pisces seasons. You're gonna know because we're gonna finish Aquarius season. You're gonna know. So that being said, this new moon is square Uranus. That is insane. I don't know. I was like, that is completely insane. Yeah, sextiling lightly, like Chiron in the North Node, and that second phase is where during the second decan, the second 10 days of Aquarius season, basically post February 5th, this is what's going to align you to where you will move in April, where you already start to know what direction to take through those nodes. It's going to align you with more of the core of who you are. And that square to Uranus is going to be one you will never forget. It is activating the second completion of advanced cosmic energy in a way that instantly syncs your synchronicities or your synchronous experience with the metaphysical that finally completes it. So this is where everything ever since May you've been experiencing through synchronicities and channeling, you've completed it. This is having you finally, once you've completed the final puzzle piece, now you know. Like literally, let's say in May, right? You put a puzzle piece together and you didn't know what the puzzle would look like, because you normally on the cover of a puzzle, it shows you the puzzle you're creating, but this was just a blank puzzle box. So you didn't know for the longest time what the picture of the full puzzle was until this point. This is where you finally now see it. And the entire message is a coded secret message that awakens you like, oh shit. That's what that new moon cycle is. Okay, you're completing that first chapter. Okay. So that being said, the activation of this cycle is going to lead us into, and we're going to talk about this during the full moon ceremony and the new moon in Aquarius ceremony, but this is going to now activate that divine vision. You are now activating the divine experience of this cosmic energy. Boom, disillusionment. Then you're going to come into the final activation of this through directing your own core identity. Now that you've changed the perception by really experiencing, holy shit, this energy is real. Well, what do I want to do with it? Moon in Aries. Okay. Then, of course, we're going to start to integrate these magical beans like Jack and the Beanstalk. And as this grows through the ground in grounded Taurus, this is going to actually have you physically harness this activated energy. And then, of course, once we step into the full trine, just like the end of Capricorn season, we're going to have a 29-degree splash. Please understand, this is how we ended Capricorn, where we manifested power. So the manifestation of this power is going to translate into the full truthful understanding of this knowledge. And the reason why we need to be clear on what we know is because we're going to move through the fog of Pisces. Now that we've downloaded this knowledge, we're going to produce the final effect of it to where we experience the energy we've downloaded, the power we have activated. And that's what's going to bring us through the dream. And I will see you guys in the Pisces season 2024. All right. That's what's going to step you guys very magically into the first Sun, Saturn, Pisces, Cazimi we've had not only in 30 years, but with Neptune in over 200 years, in over maybe like 180 years. All right. So yeah. First of all, how do you guys feel? What do you think? Do you think this monthly peace report was enlightening? Was I really just yapping? I hope I really kind of broke this down mathematically so you could see these are not just concepts. Like, this is grounded in actual science. And what we also want to see is a major feature of Aquarius season are the personal planets. Like Mercury is going to Cazimi the sun in Pisces. This is preparing for an explosion of realization of your full potential. So we're having Mercury, Mars, and Venus cross the Pluto threshold in Aquarius. This is a new era. This is a new era. Do you feel me? So like by the time we see the personal planets in Aquarius go through, right now in Capricorn, this is you activating that power. You are completing that power. And this is what now will centralize and connect this to a supernatural level. Okay. A super duper natural level. And by the time Mars and Mercury and Venus, rather, start to square Jupiter and Uranus, it's going to complete everything that you're aware of over the next 5 days. So there's the next 5 days, and then there's the end of this transit by mid-February. By the middle week of February, you're going to start to facilitate integrating everything you have been aware of completing to start to think that way and then feel that way through your heart and then act that way. Okay. That's the train that the sun is leading and Mercury, your mind, is about to take over. Boom, boom, bam, biggie. Okay. Beautiful. I think that's it. So now that we've got the math out the way, this is the road to revolution. This is everything that your universal self has prepared you for. Your universal self has shown you synchronicities and signs to show you the unconscious connection you have indirectly and directly affecting the universe as the universe affects you. So Aquarius season of 2024 is the reawakening and reintroduction to your universal self, knowing how to interact with it, knowing how to see it. By the time we finish Aquarius season, whereas right now at the beginning of Aquarius season, you can manifest your power at will. You can decide on something and manifest it instantly. By the end of Aquarius season in 30 days, you're able to apply this super consciously to where, hold my words to this, by February 19th of 2024, you can literally connect, whether through prayer, intention, manifestation, whatever you want to call it. You can literally be like, hey, higher self, I want you to let me know what opportunities I can go hit up in 2 minutes. That's a horrible analogy, but in 2 minutes, you see a sign like, go to Burger King right now. And you go to Burger King and you get hit with a $500,000 opportunity by a chance meeting from someone who was looking for someone just like you. Or by February 19th, you could be like, hey, I kind of want $5,000 out of nowhere. And your higher self is like, really? That's all you want? Okay. Go to the corner store in 17 minutes. And in 17 minutes, you go to the corner store, whether you just had the thought to go there or you see clear signs, right? And boom, you meet someone at the corner store that's like, hey, I'm just giving out money randomly. I know this never happens. Here's $5,000. Or you win it instantly. You know what I'm saying? Like your alignment with your Ori and your ability for your higher self to connect with you is no longer blocked by the shadows, by the material, by what it is that was through you getting in your own way blocked. There's a limitless application to this. This is you knowing stuff about people. This is you gaining intel that will beat the news reporting it. There's nothing that can limit you. This is the power of chi. So this is going to get ready for you to, over the next 20 years throughout Pluto and Aquarius, strengthen these mental channels that we will collectively awaken. And I think the most important thing that you want to really be mindful of is at this stage, you're completing this awakening of power. And so your capacity to field psychic attack has strengthened so much more, which means you're going to be jumped physically now. So now they're going to be sending physical agents at you. Here's the thing. Now that you have completed this puzzle of the first chapter of your awakening, this introduced your identity. You know who you are now. From April to January was the completing of the puzzle piece that had you through your actions defined who you are at the next evolved version of you. You've awakened past life understanding, whether through people who you're connected with, or also, people who, or facets of your own early childhood you've unlocked. So Aquarius season and Pisces season is the meta realization of this beyond just your conscious awareness. Seeing other people in your collective not only affirm who you've become, but supernatural realizations that take this beyond just your dreams. Okay. Aquarius season is going to be the full-on completion of the knowledge, confirming everything that you have built and known and revealed to yourself at the supernatural level. Now, you are understanding the vibration of your energy and your intentions. What I want you to monitor this season is what influences, internal and external, influence you to doubt yourself, influence you to question your intuition, steer you away from the path that your soul wavelength guides you towards, tries to influence you away from the vision and the dream you are dreaming. That is an agent who is a liaison for a force which is against you, or we can just say an evil agent. What influences, whether that's a person, a program, a collective, a society, you, okay, because you can get in your own way through your own habits. So, okay, what influences are promoting you accomplish these goals? And also align with your soul wavelength and your goals and dreams. Those are good agents. Those are agents that are aligned with the forces of good that align with you. But let me not say good or bad. We don't want to say that one is good or bad. We want to say that one aligns against you and one aligns with you. Because the forces that align against you, they think they're good and you're bad. So let's just say good and bad is subjective. What's objective about this is you're going to be aware of the agents that align with you and the agents that align against you, because an agent is really just a representative. They liaison to whatever they represent. And you're going to see that there's some of the most elite top agents that are part of a collective plot to literally end your life. And you are going to remind these people that you kicked their ass all of 2023 and you told them so. And they don't got shit on you. And that 2024, you're only going to keep on kicking ass. And now you got a whole new gang of people who you can kick ass with. Welcome once again. Thank you for tuning into the monthly Peace Report. I'm going to step now into the live reading. Okay. Thank you guys so much. G, I just got your tip. Once again, Russell, thank you so much for the tip you sent. The Hipsy, I replaced all the snip feed tip links with Hipsy. Hipsy is so much better with the tips. For those of you who might be using tip jars, I recommend you check out Hipsy. They don't charge exorbitant partnership fees and take so much more from the tip. I know some of you kind of don't like that. So you'll definitely know Hipsy doesn't do that. So thank you guys so much. Once again, I'm going to do the live readings right now. Okay. We have Olivia, we have Christian, we have Cheza, and we have TL. Okay. So, and then we also have Hera. I'm gonna pull a card for you, and then we have Blue Nova. All right. So for those of you who would like a live reading, I have the link in my description box below. You can join the queue on Hipsy. You could pay with PayPal, Snap, Super Chat, Cash App, and or Venmo. All right. For those of you who would like to access this replay, I highly recommend you listen to this at least 7 times throughout the season. Of course, not the whole broadcast, but you could fast forward to where I kind of break down the transits or just wherever you're led at least 3 to 7 times during multiple parts of this. That's my advice for every monthly Peace Report. That's just how I wish for you to watch it. Just so everything any information you may want to process again, you can kind of meet with fresh ears and eyes. For those of you who would like a natal chart reading, for those of you who would like an actual consultation or report, you may go to my website, thepeacedealer at thepeacedealer.com. For those of you who are Infinity Club members, I will reveal the Aquarius season half off discount code. All right. And yeah, for those of you who would like a reading, please feel free to schedule a reading. And I have many reports, I have many readings. Please don't be afraid. They're all quality. And yeah, Solomon, thank you for blessing us with your presence. King Solomon. All right. It's really dope that we have a bunch of heavy hitters in this crew. Like I really cannot lie. Yeah, I'm really grateful, eternally grateful. So yeah. That being said, I'm going to step into the live readings now. And we're going to start with the tarot. I'm going to pull a card for Christian Dixie. Boom. That's what's up. So, Christian, we have Uranus, which is on your sun. This is the underlying theme. We had that whole theme of everyone collectively stepping into this reset point and new beginnings. And Christian, I feel like you not only really embody and represent that, but this is what you are leading and expressing towards the entirety of humanity, and putting yourself in a position to very powerfully kind of represent what that looks like and to lead humanity forward. So the main card we have for you is control. This is literally what we got the first two readings. This is you kind of personifying that nature of the emperor and really stepping into your power, because this is your solar return and how you're really going to move forward with this. We also have fertility, which is the empress, and awakening. So this is going to awaken a very extraordinary sense of abundance that I kind of see in terms of how much more extraordinarily you relate with other people and build relationships with other people, and also are able to really just live abundantly. I think this might also awaken your higher purpose relative to what you're able to accomplish due to this as well. So next, I'm gonna pull Aisha. Thank you. I just got your Hipsy. So next we're gonna do Hera. Hera, thank you once again for joining Infinity Club. So we do have impulse, right? This is the devil card as an underlying theme that also works reverse. This is you not so much just overcoming temptations and any facet of your own self that may have kept you shackled through any bad habits, but this is also really overcoming the traditional collective and societal pressure to conform. All right. This is you overcoming and being born again by any material fleshly nature that may have kept you boggled down. But I see this as you helping other people out. That's the underlying theme, because we have change 15 and 16. This is the Tower card. So this is, of course, I love how we have brain plasticity. This is you creating new neural pathways, but it is a sudden activation, sudden awakening. The impulse is just the underlying theme. So realistically, your main card being change is going to be the main theme. Now that you have become born again and overcome the shackles of your own shadow that may have kept you, but I don't really feel like you've had to deal with your shadow like that. Just any kind of like, chained influence, maybe through a job or just people who are trying to manipulate you. Now Aquarius season is going to have you adapt to an instant awakening, an enlightened change in the way you completely innovate your day-to-day living. This is going to be a sudden shock and sudden change that will, of course, lead the way forward. I think is going to be I get overnight success energy with you. Like, this is going to be very exciting, but it could be an instant born again feeling too. All right. That being said, Blue Nova, thank you very much for your super chat. Okay. And as far as what this Aquarius season is going to represent for you and with you, we know you were born the golden creator, Leo, Moon, Sag, Sun. That is vicious. Okay. Coming out of the Scorpio signature. All right. You were born a queen. You have the Leo rising. So you have the high priestess archetype. I see you. Like, you definitely be seeing more than just through the matrix. Got Scorpio, Pluto. You're able to see how evil or pure people are. Like being a queen, Leo rising, a main character, a lead role. Your sun in the fifth house as a golden creator adds so much creativity and authenticity and boldness to how much fun you create in the moment. You literally show people how to ascend their creativity, and it makes it so much more fun how you see the meaning of experiences, which is amazing. So this Aquarius season is your seventh house. It's going to be your seventh house of other people. Over the past 2 years, from 2021, you have completed the raising of your standards and the test that Saturn made for strengthening your attitude towards how you relate with other people. Saturn going through your seventh house prepared you for marriage, business partnerships, as it does every 17 years when it goes through the seventh. And it being opposite your moon may have been a painful realization that you have to have your own back, because if you allow others to dampen your creativity, no matter how much you wear your emotions on your sleeve, they'll just say you're overreacting. So you, of course, double bossed up, even though you already did, and you hit the hair flip hard, and you really established to make sure you have matched the passion with the intellect. Because now that Saturn is in the eighth, this is going to prepare for you to come into the results of these boundaries you're drawing. And in being more aware than ever of this Pluto transformation of your behavior and lifestyle, awakening how much more intensely incredible you can live the life of the queen that you are, the lead role Leo rising queen. This, as a Sagittarius, is your third house of attitude, but as a Leo rising is your seventh house of relationships. So this is going to reawaken the approach of how you communicate the knowledge you have of other people to other people, how other people reawaken your abilities and extend the awakening of your clairvoyant abilities to apply directly towards more other people you see. A large facet of this is also in completing the Uranus and Taurus activation that happened in your 10th house as a Leo rising. So this is completing a whole lot of this innovation of your legacy and career by putting you in a position to integrate at such an innovative level how you create the lifestyle of your career goals and legacy, that you can not only just create like a snap of the finger, but now an Aquarius season will push you forward into who you're meant to do this with. And this is where Aquarius season you've carried from August. So this is going to integrate everything through Capricorn season. You've worked really hard to now connect with all the right people. And I'm glad this is a confirmation for you, because this is really going to bump up a lot of the work you've done since August. And you're going to be able to either bat and pass or just get ready to step into the harvest of this all. All right. So really badass, especially knowing that your GOAT squad, your North Node Aquarius like us. So for those of you born in 88 and 89 and 1990 with North Node and Aquarius, like this Aquarius season is going to reactivate and awaken your destiny. You can't escape it. Saturn is literally blossoming our Saturn in Capricorn. So like this Aquarius season is going to take you there. Like this is at this stage, Blue Nova, you have fully blossomed your supernatural powers you've awakened since birth. And now it's time to really connect with the partnerships that can handle your energy and stop trying to act like, oh, you're too powerful, you're too much of a diva because they can't handle your fire. And finally, you're able to really connect with those who match your energy beautifully. Okay, which is beautiful. So next we have Olivia. I just ended my 11-year relationship and would like to know more about my Saturn return. And that is very revealing, Olivia, because 10 years ago, the North Node was in Libra. And now you're telling me that you ended an 11-year relationship that you kicked in by destiny. Mind blowing. So you're not only like confirming certain theories I've had, but you were also, my God, you were also born with North Node in Libra. That is crazy. You're not even like just any artist. You're like an artist of destiny. All right. So, and you got an angel soul, Jesus Christ. So this is so very important. You had a North Node Libra return 11 years ago and established a relationship that now that the North Node is complete, because every time the North Node is opposite your North Node, you complete a mission. So Olivia, you just confirmed to me that this relationship you were in was a mission you've completed. You didn't just end that relationship. You completed a 10, 11-year mission, North Node Libra, of partnership through a relationship you were destined to sponsor. And let me be honest, you were the Libra, so you were putting the partner on. That's I'm sorry, Libra. That's how it works. Like, if you got the North Node Libra, you're polishing the partner. So you took the raw talents of your partner and polished them over. Not like it wasn't mutual, right? But over the 11 years, you've now completed that mission. Just have to make sure we kind of establish that. That is mind blowing. Okay. So you're born in 95. 95 is the transition year between Pluto Scorpio and Pluto Sagittarius. You guys are very, very unique. Congrats to your Saturn return. 2024 is going to be you activating your Saturn return 0 degree. So this is what's going to bring this in for you as a Virgo rising. It's preparing you for marriage. It's preparing you for business partnerships. And that is why you've completed that mission you started 11 years. It's opening you up for the next cycle of partnerships. Yep. We are still open for readings. You can click the description box below for however you want to join the queue. So this Saturn return is taking your artistry and your legacy as an angel that Jupiter is going to blow up, because you're going to blow up, by the way. Jupiter going through your MC by May of 2024, that's the new era for you. And you've been building this up since 2016. So congratulations. This is going to prepare the way you wholeheartedly warp reality for other people. But most importantly, really hold others accountable to the delusions they try and hit you with. And you have to be the Virgo rising and be like, stop being fucking delusional. But like, it's going to have you finally enforce your authority over how it is you integrate your own dream life through your own social power with this second house Libra. Your chart is okay. Jupiter and Sagittarius, you're about to complete the Jupiter return you had 2019. So everything converges for you 2024. And this sixth house transit is going to unlock so much creativity as a Virgo rising master in the advanced techniques that you will implement and integrate into your lifestyle. Because ever since September of every year, by the time we come into Aquarius season, you're tying the advanced knowledge of how to integrate everything you've activated since Virgo season in your birthday. So that's where Aquarius as a Libra is going to be very fun to you. But as a Virgo rising is going to be work. So you're integrating work and fun to create a lifestyle that's very creative, that you love. But Saturn already finished through your sixth house. So you have mastered the ability to have the authority to establish these advanced techniques. And this is the first Aquarius season that Saturn has finished out of Aquarius. So you are integrating years worth of personal development that you're going to carry during the Saturn return coming into March and 2024. So first of all, congratulations. Like you have been killing shit. This is very, 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 very important. And I think this is going to be really great milestone for you. Aquarius season is just kind of putting it all together. Everything you didn't know, you're going to know over the next 30 days how to integrate all the pieces you brought together. And then that's what you're going to experience at a divine level to sponsor divine partnerships with Pisces. It's going to set you up with divine counterpartships, with more than just a romantic connections, which I think is going to be very awesome. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. That was fucking awesome. Okay. Next, and as far as your Saturn return, I love how you say you want to know more about your Saturn return. 2024 is going to establish that, and this is going to establish the way you serve other people. It's like reestablishing a behavior that you overcome in your relationships with other people. How do I say that? It's quite literally almost like taking the mastery of your abilities and performing it as karma for other people instead of it being for you. Because of course, clearly you're here to assist humanity. So this is what's going to really help you unlock all of that power. And the Saturn return is going to bring an increasing responsibility. When I see Saturn in the seventh, it's like you're responsible for other people and is a collective for other people. That means you're super fucking powerful. But of course, you're an angel. So, of course, the concept of an angel who is here to assist humanity, especially having the fallen Libra sun, is having you overcome and assist maybe those trapped in darker vibrations as you progress through Scorpio. So you definitely came here for some badass shit, and I think that's amazing. Next, we have Queen Cheza. Let's go. All right. First of all, shout out to all the Gemini risings, Gemini sun and Gemini moon. This is fire. Okay, Gemini sun, Gemini moon. What the fuck is good? Shout out to the angels, but Gemini rising. Shout out to all the Gemini risings. This is it, my G. I want you to go back to 2011 because 2011, when Jupiter went through your 12th, is a reminiscent period where you, as a Gemini rising, were transitioning away from one world and coming into another. It's just 2011, Neptune didn't enter Pisces yet. So you were dreaming of something that you didn't even believe was possible. Fast forward to now, you're living that dream. Tell me I'm lying. You're getting ready to complete that dream. Fast forward to now, you are now living that dream. You are creating it. It's now with Saturn in the 10th constructing itself, the integrity of your beliefs towards your legacy of what you believe you deserve to accomplish. You are getting ready over the next 12 years to fully become an authority on this. Literally, the last 12 years from 2011 was you believing enough in yourself to create this. And the next 12 years is you becoming an authority and being like, this is how I believed in myself. This is how I made it work. This is what I'm pioneering. And this is so amazing because Gemini coming through, Jupiter coming through Gemini this time is going to hit different, especially for you, Cheza, because now Pluto is in your sign. So I feel like all the preparation that was done during Pluto in Capricorn, which is just very nauseating and frustrating for Aquarius. Like I can imagine Aquarius suns and moons and risings. The Pluto Capricorn was like knowing stuff and waiting for the rest of humanity to get it. It's like since 2008 and maybe even before, you've been knowing concepts that have been sci-fi to people and you're telling people, and like they're looking at you like you wild crazy, like you're the most delusional person. Now you're talking about these concepts and people are acting like they came up with it themselves. Like, oh yeah, I just started reading it. And you know, it might irritate you as if you weren't always talking about it. But now for the first time, people are starting to get on your level. They're still not on your level. They're never going to be on your level, but they're starting to kind of get on your level. It's like a whole lot of the concepts that were too much the past decade, now it's starting to become pop culture. Now the stuff that you were kind of clowned for kind of pioneering, people are starting to find cool, which is crazy. So this is even more beautiful because you are like many Gemini risings, you have the MC in Aquarius. So this is going to reawaken your legacy, my friend. And with the North Node in Gemini and its connection with Aries, this is going to really prepare the trajectory for how you embody and direct this knowledge. And that's where like you teach the knowledge of the universal self. And you show people, of course, especially through human design. That's why I love it. Like ninth house's sons are spirit teachers, and you teach human design, which I feel like is like the next level up, even beyond astrology and I Ching. So, and I wouldn't even say you're limited by just teaching human design. That's just one facet of course, your celestial multidimensional nature. And Jupiter getting ready to go through your rising is going to reinitialize this new 12 chapter book. That's where the 12th house square to Aquarius is from now until May going to take castles in the sky and ground them. Let's say this Aquarius season, you update your castles in the sky. Well, by May, they're not in the sky anymore. they're fully materialized, and now you are stepping into this new Jupiter rising cycle. Okay. Mars, Venus, Mercury going through the ninth is also going to be very pivotal, because this is going to kind of reawaken what it is you're ready to teach and kind of harvest as far as the knowledge of who you've been awakening. And also the Saturn, Pisces 10th and 11th house North Node connection with who you're meant to individually connect with. All right. So very dope. I hope you enjoy. This is going to be a very extraordinary solar return that's just going to really, I think, have you connect to so many more relevant players that you're very much so destined to connect with. Oh, Bethany Greer. Oh, perfect, perfect. You sent me the chart. You sent me your sun, moon, and rising, so that's very important. I don't think I. Okay, I got your email. I got your email. Perfect, perfect. So next we have TL. I would like to know what I need to be really be focusing on as we move through these wild times. Gotcha. Beautiful. So we know that it's so funny. This is kind of crazy. I just gave a reading to Cheza, who has Gemini rising, North Node in Gemini. And now I see TL, you have Sagittarius rising, North Node, Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini. So you're an angel. You literally come from the angelic realm. Do you know that? Do you know that you are the angelic one? That there's the whole Aries lineup in series. So you have the original one, the Aries Moon Aries. You have the natural one, or the boss one, the Taurus Moon Aries. You have the true one, the angelic one, the Gemini Moon Aries. Then you have the great one, the Capricorn Moon Aries. You have the special one, the Cancer Moon Aries. You have the golden one, the Leo Moon Aries. You have the perfect one, the Virgo Moon Aries, the classic one, the pure one, Scorpio, classic Libra, ascended one, Sag Moon, the celestial one, Aqua Moon, and the divine one. So you know that you are the angelic one. I love that. Moon, South Node, especially in the seventh house, your soul comes from the angelic realm. And as a Sagittarius rising, as an ascended creator goddess, you are destined to show people the meaning of magic. And I really appreciate your question, because with the North Node in your sign, you're getting ready to direct and lead the personification of what that looks like. You are blessed by the gods. You have Venus on your South Node, you have Neptune on your North Node, you have Jupiter in Aries. Like you're a main character if I've ever seen it. Like, and this can make you the true villain, because you're meant to do things way different from the way that society and tradition may tell you to do. Neptune on your rising means you may be projected on mercilessly in ways you're meant to, so that you, of course, you're not a human, you're an angelic being. So it definitely, as the true one, yeah, 33 life path. Yep. I mean, you got Zeus on your sun. You got Zeus, Mercury, and Chiron next to your sun in Aries. Neptune on your rising. I'm going to share you an alien construct because your chart is ridiculous. Like, you were born with all those powers. So there's a way you can reflect the inherent God and goddess back, because you're the true one. You're the angelic one. Okay. So before Jupiter actually integrates this next year and this year for you in your seventh house, a lot of what it's doing in Taurus is integrating how you innovate the manifestation of value. Because as an Aries, Uranus and Taurus is second house to you. And as a Sag rising, it's your sixth house. So you are innovating the manifestation of work and a routine that adds so much more money that you make personally. This is going to perhaps liberate you from the need to even work a job, because you're making so much more of your own money. And that's where throughout 2023, there could have been adjustments. But now that you've kind of completed things and you've gone through the first house again, in your birthday season in April, we're going to have the eclipse in your fifth house. And Aquarius season is your third house as a Sag rising, but it's also your 11th house as an Aries sun. So this is going to establish your attitude and thought process around who you think belongs around you, around who is the revolutionary army that is going to take your command as princess of destiny and destiny. Okay. This is going to not only establish the advanced skill sets and abilities as an ascended being, because as a Sag rising, you're an ascended being, especially with the North Node and Neptune. Like, your clairvoyance is beyond what people think is possible. So when you tell people that you are an angelic being, they're gonna think you're delusional. That's what it means to have Neptune. But you already, and that's, I'm so fascinated, and I'm connected to your past life too. All the Gemini suns and moons were connected to your past life because you used to be an angel. So of course, all the angels, we know each other. So this is you now that you have awakened the full potential of your ascended being, leading through the North Node, having people from all over the world take your lead. This is preparing to establish the attitude you know you're going to develop your mindset through this transit, and prepare to develop a celestial language as you tap more into your angelic nature. As Saturn begins to transit your Mars and Pisces and help you understand the extent with which you can transcend the comfort you have in your own reality warping ability and potential that may go against a lot of what you're told you're supposed to do in life. All right. So, personally, this is really going to spice up the direction you take your awareness as an awakened angel. And financially, this is going to establish the completion of how you set your skills and attitude about the harvest of your own personal finances. I want to establish that Uranus and Jupiter and Taurus, because that by May of 2024 is going to automate your income. And this is where you're going to know coming into Aquarius season exactly how you've set that up and how you want to put the finishing touches. And it's a very powerful position to be. Even if we see things kind of hit the fan, they're still going to come back around you because you're literally destined to carry this forward. So anything that releases from you is everything that you don't really need, but you may not necessarily, it may not look like that in the moment. But other than that, that is very amazing. I want to establish once again, that is so amazing. Like, you come from the angelic realm and you already, and you remember those soul memories. So this is going to integrate how you now fit that knowledge with people who are meant to connect with you. Okay. Because now that the North Node is on your sign, you are an event point and you're meant to kind of guide through people interacting with your authenticity. It's going to really guide how they move forward. Okay. So you guys are so amazing. And this is the important part. Like, Cheza had North Node Gemini, Gemini rising. You had North Node Sag, Sag rising. You just showed us how there's a correlation. Like, do you think that's a coincidence? And if it's not a coincidence, you and Cheza are not only connected, you showed the meaning of that synchronicity just by ordering it. And Cheza established what that was through the Gemini Sag. Like, very amazing, very amazing, very amazing. So next we have Ancient Rose. Thank you very much. Ancient Rose, we know you are the lead role character. And see, this is even crazier. What's happening, guys? Can anyone tell me what this means? Cheza had North Node Gemini, Gemini AC. TS has Sag rising, North Node Sag. And Ancient Rose has Leo rising, North Node Leo. Is this a coincidence? Is this a coincidence, guys? I kind of have to show you. This is wild crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This is wild fucking crazy. Okay. Look at this. So as you can see, we have the North Node. This is we went from reading North Node, Sag North Node, or North Node Gemini, Gemini rising, right? that turned into North Node Sagittarius, Sag rising. And now look, that turned into North Node Leo, Leo rising. Do you know the anomaly of that is so rare? Do you know how unlike we literally just won the lottery 3 times. And Ancient Rose, now you kind of add on to that karma. So I feel like that's such a ritual moment. Thank you, Twin Star Seed. Such a Pisces moment. And it's like, I think we kind of activated a ritual like that. I feel like is like winning the lottery. Like, what are the odds that we just had that in order? You feel me? Kind of take that with you. I feel like that's a part of your reading. I think that's a part of your reading. And now, as a Leo rising, we know that this Aquarius season is going to wrap up a lot of what you, through the first house, initialized since August. Let's not forget that Venus retrograded during your rising over the North Nodes, reevaluated the courage with which you express the beauty of your personality. And this is what, yeah, you definitely want to do it. You definitely want to do that, especially with the South Node transit through these planets. And yes, how each of us came to this, there could be so much figured out just by understanding that, because this can kind of illuminate how we are all connected. But thank you guys. This is why I enjoy serving you guys. You show me magic like this. Like, money cannot buy this. This is ridiculous. So, Ancient Rose, let's not play. You're also the one. Like, TS we just read is also an Aries. So just like she was the true one, you're the special one. Okay, you're the psychic one. You're the holy one. Gemini Moon Aries Sun is the angel one, the true one. Cancer Moon Aries Sun is the holy one. Okay, you're both individuals. And what's really key here is a lot of you Aries have been carrying so much on your own. The North Node is blessing you for your individual service, especially by, kind of being almost persecuted by others for moving in your own direction. So we want to look at the 10th house explosion that will harvest through other people who are tying into your legacy. All the seeds that you sowed since May, with all this 10th house energy in Taurus, that once again is your second house. So what you and TS have in common, which I love, is she has the Sag rising and you have the Leo rising. What both of you share in common as an Aries sun is that you're manifesting money. Taurus is your second house. This is completing the harvest of money you're able to manifest by your own self. This extra wealth that May of 2024 will hyperactivate. But whereas TS with the Sag rising is integrating this in her lifestyle, as a Leo rising, the money you're manifesting is going to add more to your legacy and your career. And it's a wrap because you have Venus in Taurus. So like this dignity in the 10th house of your legacy is finally going to smoothen out. And this is where I love that you're feeling the money. You're harvesting this as a Leo rising by seeing the relationships that draw out the potential of your legacy, the relationships with people who really promote what it is you're doing for your livelihood, whether it's a career or your reputation, and will bring back May of 2024 to prepare for that final 10th house mega conjunction. All right. As the North Node continues to aspect this in the 9th, it'll also direct your philosophy of how you continue to be a leader and spirit teacher. All right. You have the Sun Goddess Queen archetype. This is what also gives you the goddess Parvati archetype. So you do have the mother goddess archetype. And this is where, in putting things in context, it's not a coincidence that you have both the Parvati mother goddess archetype with the Cancer signature, on top of having an ultimate legend of a 12th house Cancer moon like Drake. He has that as well. Every 12th house Cancer moon is a Leo rising, is an ultimate legend. And then the North Node on your rising, a Jupiter ascendant. Ancient Rose, you are such a main character. It's not even funny. Like, you reek of main character energy. Like, you walk into the room and you're such a main character. You're literally like the holy villain. You're literally an anti-hero. So this is going to really establish the collective that you partner in. Wow. That is so amazing. That is very revealing. That is very revealing, especially knowing how, as a Gemini sun, I connect with like the South Node and Moon energy. So thank you. I needed to see that. I needed to see that. So a lot of who you're going to really partner with moving forward to establish how you've kind of reorganized so much is not only going to establish itself, but it's going to really go a long way towards really, having you put other people on. Okay. And yeah, um, a lot of the 10th house, 7th house square with the 10th house of Taurus and 7th house of Aquarius is really just going to take what you have manifested relative to your own worth and wealth. And Aquarius is going to complete that by who to move forward with that with. And it's going to be very fun. It's going to be really completing a lot of what you started, especially since August. And yeah, especially with the personal planets going through there, a lot of the Pluto awakening is to bring that new era of how you will awaken people as a main character so much more powerfully in your relationships. Miss Bethany Greer, thank you for sending me the whole signs chart. We see you are born an artist. You also have an ultimate legend. I'm going to make a special video about this. It is a very ultimate legendary aspect. Whenever you have the ruler of your 12th house in the sign of your 12th house, it is an ultimately rare aspect. And I see you are also a main character, Miss Bethany. The two main characters of the movie, other than Aries, which is the villain, are Leo and Libra. Leo is the lead role. Libra is the supporting role. Very major main characters. Gemini, we're comic relief. We're side character. But what's very important is that you have Venus, the ruler of Libra, on your rising. You are the direct representation of classic beauty. And on top of that, you have Mercury in Virgo, which means you have the ultimate legend of enhanced synesthesia. You with Jupiter and the sun on your Mercury, you have supernatural abilities that people don't even know you have. Like, are you serious? Like Jupiter, Sun, Mercury in the 12th house as a Libra rising? What? What? You have the capacity to analyze details that will take people 2 weeks to analyze something in an instant. That's not normal. Please tell me I'm lying and exaggerating. Please tell me that I'm exaggerating so I can at least call cap on myself. Because like you're sponsored by Zeus on the sun, and then you have the audacity to have a Pisces mind, a Pisces moon. So you were born divine elite. So it wasn't enough for you to have Zeus and Mercury on your sun, and then beautiful Venus on your rising. So you're super beautiful. You also have a divine soul at the end of the zodiac. So you were born on a full moon. So you have the Libra signature with the Libra rising. You're such a main character. You're literally magic. You're literally magic. You're literally like the master magician that does magic, but you pretend you make it look like, oh, magic's not that real. Magic. Like, are you serious? This is wild. What is this chart? What is this chart? This is mind blowing. 92. I see you. So you completed your Saturn return. So we have to talk about that. No cap. I'm not capping. Oh my goodness. Like your chart is ridiculous. We might need to have a consultation. If you ever need a discount code, let me know. This is mind blowing. Like 26 degrees moon in Pisces and then 20 degrees sun in Virgo. Are you serious? You have a full innate understanding of how the metaphysical works, and it enables you to be aware of the physical in a way that accounts for the unconscious habits you can see in others. So it's literally like you feel the unseen and you apply that vibe you feel towards your physical analysis. But as a 12th house master magician, empowered by the gods, this is on a whole nother level. Like you really got it like that. And so I just wanted to really establish that because the North Node that is unlocking your relationships with people is establishing this main character power. and how you unlock your true beauty to basically put other people on. It's yes, because in the 12th house, you're perpetually going to be misunderstood. And it's crazy because Virgo 12th house is you noticing so much details and synchronicities. People are going to look at you like you're completely delusional when you are magic. You are literally divine. Like, I'm so mind blown. Like, you literally are kind of like a fantasy character. And the level of magic with which you are born mastered and proficient in, and then on top of that, still working hard to evolve yourself, is a huge feature of what with this Aquarius season will integrate your awareness of how creatively you can not only know the routine you're meant to live, but this is the first Aquarius since you established your Saturn return over the past 2 years. So this is definitely going to add so much more discipline as an artist towards creative projects that you can revisit. This is also going to prepare you for Saturn to go through your sixth, which is going to, over the next 2 years, create your dream job or create your dream life. So a lot of Aquarius season, I believe, is going to integrate a lot of these concepts that since October you began to harvest. We see the 8th house Uranus and Jupiter transit that's going to also transform how much more wealth you can connect with, especially when utilizing your talents. And I think it's a whole lot to look forward to. But the major vibe I get with you, Bethany, is that in such a powerful way, I feel like you elect, because you have South Node Gemini too, so you come from the angelic realm as well. I feel like in a very amazing way, you came here to show humanity the meaning of life, and you express that through a lot of what you paint in your communications with people and how you analyze and critique. There's a way you can talk to somebody and they don't even know that you're using that conversation to teach them a lesson. There's a way we do this figuratively. You're very aware of how to do it. You are the divine master. It is literally an honor to be giving you this reading right now. Like, I swear to God, like, I love doing this. Like, this is so amazing. Like, it just kind of opens the veil of holy shit. Like, you exist. So, this is going to prepare you for the next couple of months, that by the time you step into the eclipse in Aries, you're destined to move forward with the people you're meant to move forward to. And October was what prepared you, the preparation for war from October to now in the next couple of months, to who you're getting ready to unlock this next level of your character with. Because ever since 2017, you have quite literally evolved your personality. And now it's time to integrate that personality you've evolved more than ever to come out and achieve greatness in your career over the next 2 years. So super amazing. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Dev Vengeance. Okay. This is actually interesting, Dev. I'm assuming you are you Vimar? Dev Vengeance. If you're Vimar, I can pull up your chart right now, but if not, could you email me your natal chart? All right. Actually, hold on. Yeah, Mavenique. So I did email you. No, you sent that to me. Yes, you gave me the chart as reference. Perfect. I got you. So thank you very much. Yep. This says Scorpio though. Interesting. Mavenique, the chart you gave me is a new moon Libra, but it says your date of birth here is Scorpio season. So I want to make sure I got the right one. I think I'm looking at the wrong person. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. I'm looking at the wrong person. So could you please send me your chart? Thank you. I see 3:33 a.m. Okay, thank you. And I got your birthday. Thank you. All right, let's do that. So we have 11/21/83 at 3:33 a.m. Awesome. Can I get a birth city just so we can get your rising on point? Dev, can I get where you were born? So that way we're not a little bit off by rising. But either way, Fort Lauderdale, perfect. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So 11/21/83, we see Scorpio. Oh, okay, you're true. Oh my god, you're Soul Reaper. All right. I have to give you alien construct article. If you email me or Dev, I think I'll DM you on Instagram the alien construct article. You're a true Soul Reaper, bro. You're a Soul Reaper. You're a Soul Reaper, my friend. You got Pluto, Saturn, and Sun in Scorpio, and then you got your moon on the north node in Gemini. So TS had moon on the south node in Gemini. You have moon on the north node in Gemini, and that's what I love about 83. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune and south node in Sag. Like 83 is one of the most important years to me. You guys are one of the most magical people. And to know that you are like future true purity, you're a true transformer, you're literally like a true motherfucking gangster. This is really important because especially seeing that your Saturn is trining your Saturn and Jupiter is King Kung Jupiter as a Libra rising, the unlocking of your rising from October has prepared you to move forward with people you're destined to move forward with coming into, of course, April. And when I say Soul Reaper, he would really, Dev would really classify as a Reaper, a Spirit Reaper. Since Saturn is the Reaper, right? When your sun is on Saturn or your Saturn is on the rising, I consider you a Reaper. You are aware of the duties and responsibilities of carrying the Saturn energy. There's all sorts of types of Reapers. A Soul Reaper is someone with their moon on Saturn. So you have moon, Soul, Saturn, Reaper, Soul Reaper. But it's not limited to just that. I think Moon Pluto is another type of Soul Reaper, but I just don't. Pluto is more kind of soul royalty in that sense. Regardless, the intensity of what you represent generationally as Pluto Scorpio at the 0 degree, especially, you're getting ready to turn that page. Like this is the most important. All of you born in the mid 80s, Pluto is getting ready to square your Pluto. So I think that is the most important thing, Dev, that you're going to begin to be increasingly aware of. You and Drake have this in common. Drake is 0 degrees Pluto and Sun, and everyone in his year and generation, Pluto is finally squaring your Pluto exactly 90 degrees. So whereas we have Pluto Scorpio later in the sign, we're looking at you. All of us born in the 90s, we're looking at what's happening to you because you're going to get hit by it first. And that's what's going to let us know, oh shit, that's what it's going to look like for us. So, of course, how it affects everyone individually is going to be different, but the plot definitely thickens because as a Libra rising, this square is happening from your second house to your fifth house. So at a generational level, this is opening up this uncanny sense of wealth for you that you will be aware of relative to how much unconventionality you are comfortable with so that you can diversify more your wealth in light of new technology and opportunity. What I really love so much about your chart is you have some of the most magic Sagittarius energy I've ever seen in my life. And as a Scorpio sun, it is a basis of what you also manifest. I also love that similar to, of course, who we just read right now, you and Bethany have Venus on your Libra rising. So you and Bethany represent classic beauty. And another reason why that's very amazing, as well as it is mind-blowing, is that it puts you in this position to very powerfully, dare I say so myself, with this Sagittarius ascension you have, manifest chaos magic that you came into this world. Like, you came into this world to really understand the truth of the chaos magic that you brought into existence. And so now your ability to master this and to, yeah, I definitely got y'all, and to kind of understand this at the quality of how moving forward you step into the integration of how advanced you creatively express this and with who. Aquarius season is going to really put you at home with a new sense of reawakened creativity, because that's the coolest thing. Being born in the mid to early 80s or late 80s, unlike us in the 90s who are still kind of stepping into this awakening, you have completed facets of this that are going to take you into next level scale integration. And a lot of this is you kind of turning the page to generational markers that many people will not know you kind of kicked in that ripple effect, which is very amazing. Okay. So thank you guys very much. That was a very successful stream. Once again, I'm going to leave this piece report publicly available until Aries season. So you'll have this month and next month to view it. And thank you guys so much. This is very amazing. This is the booking, kicking off a whole new next era of just extraordinary like greatness and divinity and supernatural potential. So I'll be signing out. You guys stay blessed as always, and until next time.